Hi, everyone. Welcome to Babies with Knives. I'm your host, Alice Peng, and today we're going to be playing Save the Day with David Okum above me, creator of this awesome game. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. We're having a little technical difficulty this morning, but I'm glad we're getting going.
Awesome.
So I will be playing a character named Grail, and she is an elemental. She is based off the 5 elements of the Chinese element chart. So metal is one of them. And I have the ability to generate weaponry out of my body. So this is going to be interesting. And below me is Brandon Powers.
Howdy, everybody. Today I'm going to be playing Musketeer. I am an anthropomorphic muskrat from an alternate universe filled with other anthropomorphs. I have come over to this dimension chasing a criminal that has fled here that has some sort of nefarious plan. And at this point, I'm stuck until I find a way back and catch my criminal.
Awesome. Well, joining us to save the day today is over on the other column, Paul Malco from Union City Heroes.
Hey everybody, greetings from Union City. I'm super excited to be saving the day today as a Galaxy Girl, a bruiser who's a fish out of water, being a refugee here from her home planet after the invasion of the Conundrum Commonwealth, and looking forward to getting into it with David and all you guys.
Awesome. And below him from Soul Taker Studios is Jerry Sirocco. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Alice. So I'm playing Mechaneer. He's an Iron Man type who built a suit of armor because while he was working for a think tank, he found out it was under the control of an AI called Master Control who's trying to take over the world, and it's his job to stop him.
Nice. And Jacob Blackman below him, aka Prodigy Duck.
Hello, my name is Jacob Blackman. I'm a freelance artist who's worked for a number of different third-party companies. I'm also the developer of the Superpowered Legends setting for Roots and Mastermind, as published by Road Genius Games. And today I will be playing the highly trained martial artist in chemically enhanced Bad Dog.
Bad Dog and Ragnarok need to get together. So, David, why don't you take us away? I'm super excited to get to play.
Awesome. Now there's going to be some switcheroos as scenery changes and we switch scenes. So I'm just going to get that going right away. First scene is set in Golgoth City. It's one of 2 cities in the Save the Day setting that I've been fleshing out. It is the dark, brooding city where it's always raining and the skies are red. There is a sense of dread around every corner. The city itself was founded by a utopian group that wandered the west until they found a place and they settled and they called it Golgoth, and they began to build, and the architectural wonders, giant Gothic towers that seemed to serve no purpose that rose above the small town that became a city. The city itself thrived, was ruled by a council of elders, and then around the turn of the century, 20th century, things just seemed to dry up. The whole town began to waste away, and the jobs left. The poverty and crime came to the city, and the 20th century was not kind to Golgoth. One of the things that happens is sometimes there's switchovers, and just like in comics, there's crossover events. And in this issue, we have Galaxy Girl and Mechaneer, who are normally in Superior City, which is kind of a Rust Belt version of high-tech city that was big in the Cold War, but not as much needed anymore. But they are here because they've been tracking down this mysterious cult known as the Path of Doom, and they have tracked some cultists to a abandoned industrial site on the waterfront of Golgoth, which is situated on Lake Superior. And they have arrived, and you can see that they are creeping through the corridors. And I need them to do something. So, dice rolls. How are we doing dice rolls here today?
Real dice, from what I heard.
Okay.
Real dice. Unacceptable. I can accept real dice. So, the real dice rolls. So you're going to need to play, you need an ability check. The basic foundation of the game is the ability check. So what I will have, I guess, Jerry and Paul do is roll 1d6, and then you're going to add that to your ability.
Oh, I got a 1. And my ability.
It's one of the first stats. Is two stats: is ability and health. And Galaxy Girl has an ability of 3.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to check to see if,
Yep.
if Galaxy Girl could have any enhanced senses or anything like that, you could take a look under talents, and if there's an awareness stat, then awareness talent, you would have a +1 on that roll.
No, talent-wise, I don't see anything like that, although she is lucky.
She is very lucky. Now, lucky gives you an extra hero point, and just so I can explain the system itself, when you want to spend a hero point, you tell me you're going to give it to me. Normally, I give you little glass beads at the table. So I have little glass beads on your character list here on my table here, and I will take your glass bead and spend it, and that means that you can add 3 to any result, whether it be to hit, damage, armor, whatever you want to do. If you want to absorb an attack, it can also cancel out the effects of a critical or a fumble.
Okay, all right.
So now you roll a 1, and you add
a critical or
a 1 is low. So
yeah.
Rolling a 1 and adding it to your ability gives you a total of 4.
Yep.
A regular ability check to do something standard, you need a result of 6.
Okay.
So normal ability checks are 6. So you'd add a d6 plus your ability plus any modifiers. If it's a difficult task, it's 9. If it's an impossible task, it's 12. So you can see how that works.
Okay.
A 1 is always a failure. 6 is always a success. But if it doesn't meet the requirements of the result of the target, it's a success, but with a cost. So it doesn't always work as well as you like.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was Galaxy Girl, the one. She's kind of busy looking at the little rats that are running alongside the edge of the pipes, and she says, "Oh, kitties!" And Mechaneer, you get to go make an ability check.
Okay. So I rolled a 4 with my ability. That makes a 7.
Yes. Which means that Mechaneer's sensors, which he has sort of built on the side of his helmet there, they don't give him any extra bonus right now, but he is picking up the very low sound of chanting in the distance. And there's up a set of stairs and through a door.
Galaxy Girl, come here. I think I found them.
Okay. What is Galaxy Girl doing there? Are we frozen?
Nope, Galaxy Girl.
Oh, we lost Paul.
Welcome back, Paul.
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. There was a flip.
No problem.
That's okay.
Welcome back.
So
what do you do?
So I think Galaxy Girl with that 1 is going to continue to say, there we go. Mechaneer, check out these weird cats. Have you ever seen ones with naked tails like this? Is this a normal Earth thing?
Forget those.
Mechaneer gets to the top of the stairs there, and Galaxy Girl's still mucking about down below.
Galaxy Girl, I found them. They're over here.
She reaches down, pets a rat, and says, "I'll be back, kitty," and then leaps to the top of the stairs.
It opens up to the scene where there is my little magic symbols a little overexposed there. But you come out to the balcony, and you'll be right behind. And Mechaneer looks down, and he sees these 5 figures in red cloaks. They all seem to be holding scimitars. 2 of them seem to be holding torches, which is the only light in this room, other than this sort of bluish electrical glow coming from this magical symbol on the ground that they have somehow put there. Okay? And so as you walk in, and you can hear them kind of summoning, it's an ancient Akkadian ritual, which is summoning the treader of the path of doom, the soul herder, the dark hoof. And just as they say that, there's this deep rumble, and the robed figures kind of step back from the circle, which begins to glow even more intensely. And arcs of lightning and electrical energy seem to be sparking from it, and a wind is spiraling and debris is kicking up. The torches are kind of almost dead because of the wind. What is Mechanir going to do?
There's 5 of them, right?
There are.
And the leaders, you said, is kind of glowing?
No, the circle itself is kind of glowing. The leader is kind of, he's the one who's sort of setting the main chant, and the others are kind of just speaking in ancient languages that you can't understand. And he is, seems to be focused on what's going on in front of him, doesn't notice you at all. Is there anything that you'd like to do?
Yes. I want to disrupt the ritual, so I'm going to use issue power guns a-blazing.
Yes.
And I'm going to use my wrist blaster to fire at the leader of the cultists and 2 of the other ones.
Got it. Because with guns a-blazing, you can fire on a number of targets equal to your ability with no negative modifiers. Okay.
Right. So I have an
oh,
ability. I'm going to target 3 of them.
Gotcha. So your ability is 3, and your talent, I think you have no range. You have a +2 range modifier, if I'm not mistaken, because your favorite attack is your wrist blasters.
Right.
Okay. So let me get my right up. The actual leader, his ability. Oh, here's what you got to do first. So when you're going to take an action in this game, this is an old holdover, believe it or not, from an old war games in the 70s. You're going to activate. So you're going to roll a d6 for me, and give me a reason. So your activation roll.
5.
5 means you can do any action with any negative penalties, and you can move up to 5 squares normally. Okay? So if you want, you could fire, and then, because it takes a minimum of at least 3 to act, and you can move 2 inches in the game setting. Okay? 1 inch equals 5 feet. All right. So
will I need to move to be in range to fire, or
not at
can I
all.
fire?
You're well set up there.
Okay, so I'm going to stay where I'm at, and I'm just going to go ahead and fire the 3 blasts at the cultists.
Okay. So we'll start with the big guy, because probably you'll aim for the main head honcho first, and I'll just roll. So you're going to roll an attack roll for me. You get a +2 for your favorite weapon, plus your ability. So start with a 5, and then roll a d6, and then tell me what the result is.
Okay. So I rolled a 2. So with the other mods, it's 7.
7, and you're attacking the leader here, and he's starting with 3, 4, but he's not aware of you, so I'm not going to allow him to use his elusive roll, or his elusive talent here. So I'm starting with 3, and I had to roll a 5, so I have a total of 8. What did you roll? 7.
I got a total of 7. Yeah.
All right. So the first shot blasts over his head and explodes behind him. The second shot, you can choose to attack the same target, or you can go for the other characters.
I'll go for the other characters still.
Gotcha. So I'll assume which direction are you arcing? Are you arcing to the right or to the left?
I'm gonna go. Well, from what I can see, is he's the one by the ladder, right?
He's this one here.
Okay. Oh, that one. Okay. So I'm gonna shoot to the 2 over by where the ladder is.
Gotcha. All right. And I will let you make your next attack, and using the same activation.
Okay. So roll the 3, so that's an 8.
8. All right. I rolled 2 plus 3 is a 5, so you hit by 3. So the way you do the damage here is you hit by 3, so that's 3 points of damage, plus your blaster if you have any modifiers. But your blaster doesn't have any modifiers unless you wanted to use jury rig or something like that down the road. So for now, you have hit, and you do damage modifier. Nope. So you do your difference of damage. So 3 points of damage. So it hits him, and it just kind of staggers him. He kind of stops immediately, saying his chant. He's aware of you. Ouch! Well, that kind of hurt. But that's 3 points he took, and I'm just going to make a roll for him because he took over half of his health points. So because he has 6 health points, losing 3, he doesn't have any armor, means that he has a chance of falling unconscious. I rolled a 1. You knock him out, so he kind of spins and falls. Okay, next guy.
This guy. So I rolled a 3, so that's another 8.
Okay, I rolled another 2. So I've got a total of this guy's weaker. The guy holding the torch. So he has a total of 4. So what was your total?
It was 8.
8. So you have 4 points of damage. That's well over half. And he rolls a 1. You send him flying head over heels in a cartwheel of robes and torch. He lands beside the other guy. So then he kind of lines up beside him. All right. And that was your 3 attacks. Because it's your issue power, you can't use that again this issue. Well, this is a prelude, so perhaps you can. Now, Galaxy Girl. So you're right behind them. Why don't you roll to activate?
So I get on the activation a 5.
5 is great. So you have to step in maybe 2 of those. So you have 3 left over. Or you can fly right in and see whatever you wanted to see here.
Yeah, I would love to fly in because I am pretty fleet. I have fleet feet and I fly. So I will fly on in and see the magic symbol and say, uh-oh, magic, big time secret confession time. I'm not great with the magic-y stuff.
Okay. So you come flying in, and I'm going to put you right here. It's cup technology. Take that a little bit more active.
Is that like a green screen? No, it's like I'm flying.
We call it cup technology. So to actually fly that far, that's 5 squares. So
and that's my 5, right?
That's your 5. So you fly up over them, and you're looking down. And you go, "Whoa, magic! Hey now!" And as you say that, the spiral of dust and debris whirls into a sort of a mini tornado. The other cultists kind of stumble back. The spell is broken. The summoning is disrupted, and this form sort of kind of rises out of the debris and mist, this black shape, and this sort of like ash kind of falls off of it, and these cracks appear, and this sort of orange glow, flames, and electrical energy shooting out of it, and it stands up, shakes off the orange sparks, and puts on a top hat and puts a cigar in his mouth. And he says, "What's all this then?" And there he looks like it's a gorilla. And he says, "Who dares abduct Ape Lincoln, Master President?" So there he is. He rises up, shakes the debris off of him, and much to the shock of the others who are looking at him, he just sort of leaps into the fray. I'm going to roll activation, 4, bashing away, and then he slams the guy with the torch here, and just basically stomps on him, flattens him. But that's not it. There is another debris field underneath that is rising up. So who is my next one here? Is Mechaneer. What are you going to do?
Okay, so it looks like the gorilla's on our side. I'm going to go ahead and just fire one shot from my blaster at the lead cultist that I missed earlier.
Excellent. Okay. So you started with a 5, and he's going to be able to use his his elusive now. So he's starting with a 4. Oh,
I rolled
before,
2, so
sorry, I got excited there. Before you do that, usually you roll your activation to see how much you can do. So a 2 is fine. You can do a normal attack without any negative modifiers. So give me an attack roll. Gives you a chance to beef that up a bit.
so I rolled a 4, so that's a 9.
9, and I got 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So the blast. He steps just because he is elusive. He just steps out of the way, and the blast explodes beside him. And he says, "Nice try, mechanical man." But here's where we're gonna have to do something here. Let me see, Brandon.
Yep.
You are chasing down your arch foe, Lord Malson, who you've been chasing for ages. And just as you see him at the emerge from the carriage, he draws his saber and he says, "You shall die now, musketeer." This wind kicks up in front of you and just surrounds you, and you feel like you're being lifted off the ground, and then suddenly you're unceremoniously plopped with a shower of orange sparks, and you are on some sort of metal ground, and it's not pleasant at all.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boom. And you sort of land on your butt. Give me an ability check to kind of sort of see if you can figure out what's going on. So that's your ability plus a d6.
Okay, so I have an ability of 3. My d6 comes out a 1. This sounds physical, so I'd add a +1 to that, correct?
That's true, because you're being affected by the teleport, basically.
So that's a 5 now. Can I tuck and roll with it using my stunts power?
Yeah, you probably might have a chance. That would give you a +3 to
Yep,
your,
so I'm up to an 8
That's right.
at that
So
point as I try and tuck and roll with it.
So you tuck and roll, and you stand up just outside of the magical circle. And the only reason I wanted you to make that roll was to see if you're going to miss a turn or not from being unceremoniously deposited into this reality, because that's, I'm sure, going to jar you.
But a 1 on a d6 is always a fail, no matter how many mods you get, right? Because I think I heard Brandon say he rolled a 1 on the d6.
I did.
No, that is true. That's why I'm not allowing him to act this action.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't going to act anyways because I'm just going to be looking up at all of this
Rusty
by
metal.
the furry hindquarters of Buster Beaver.
Because that's a thing. All right, so that was we had Mechaneer take a blast, and then this had gone on there. Who are we at next? I got all excited there, introducing the characters.
Galaxy Girl?
Give me an activation roll.
Yep. 4.
4. Okay. So you're flying up there above the fray. You see this muskrat dressed as some sort of swashbuckler kind of roll out of the magic circle. The light from the magic circle is fading as well. You'll notice that it's going away.
Okay.
Mechaneer must have succeeded in disrupting the summoning spell.
Cool.
And yes, Musketeer rolls out of there. And what are you going to do here?
Galaxy Girl says, and who's this? Napoleon Beavner part? And then she'll fly down and try to take a crack at the spellcaster.
Right, gotcha.
As she does, she says, these historical figures are not accurately depicted on Wikipedia.
So you come sailing down, and if you want, I can let you use some of your movement to kind of give a little oomph to your punch there. If you want.
Like a little charge down and like a drop, like a Iron Man style drop down on the guy, maybe.
Yeah, you attack at a -1.
Okay.
You can basically get 3 points of damage extra for the movement there.
Okay, and I'm rolling a d6 for this and adding my ability.
Yes, so you're going to roll. It says to hit, so you're going to roll a d6 and add your ability. And I don't believe you have. I'm just double checking any hand-to-hand bonuses, just the damage. Okay.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 2 and I have a 3, so that's a 5, which I believe is a miss.
Well, 5 is what you roll. I could roll lower than that, and you could still get a chance to hit.
First. Yep.
Okay, so my defensive roll, I got a 3. What did you get? Sorry?
5 total.
What would you roll the dice roll?
2.
2. Okay, I got a 3, and I'm adding, and you're going for the main guy there. He's got elusive, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you rolled a total of 5? Okay, so you missed by 2.
Yep.
So what he does is he sets for your charge, and he has a talent called counterattack. So basically, if you are attacked and you have counterattack, you basically are free attack. So it's all calculated in the dice roll there. So his defensive roll, he rolled a 7. You rolled a 5. That's a difference of 2. And he has a added bonus of 3. So he does 5 points of damage to Galaxy Girl. So he steps aside and slices with his scimitar.
I am invulnerable.
Yes.
Up to 6 damage, 3 if failed. So what do I need to roll for that, or can I?
You're going to roll an ability check again, just how powerful you are with that.
All right. Well, this time I got a 5, and plus 3 is 8.
Okay. So what that means is that you take off 6 points off of that armor,
Right.
off of that damage. So the scimitar just kind of like doesn't do anything. Just ka-ching, sparks fly from you.
Yeah. She kind of swats it away and says, "You should have tried to stick with the spells. Although I don't know why I'm giving you that backstory."
Well, she is a little naive. As this all happens, the ape Lincoln squawks. Bah! He rolls a 6 to activate, and he swings up onto the area above here.
Uh-oh.
Boom. And he's going to basically try to get past Mechaneer. Is Mechaneer going to try and stop him?
No.
All right. It looks like he kind of gives you a look, like thanks for nothing? Question mark. And then blows past you through the door. And he's gone. He just runs. He's brachiating through this ruined factory to get out of there as fast as possible.
Galaxy Girl comments, "I guess that's why they call him the Great Emancipator."
Everyone feels awkward for a minute. And then they continue. So I believe we're back to Mechaneer. What are you going to do? These two down here. Yeah, the head cultist is not going to. He did a counterattack. He's not actually going to act. He's trying to figure out what went wrong. He didn't make a roll, so he doesn't understand why the spell didn't work. And the other guy is going to just take a step back. He rolled 2 steps away from the Mustang. But he's not going to attack.
I'm going to try to blast the head cultist again. I'm a little irritated that I haven't been able to take him out yet.
Okay.
You go, buddy.
All right. So give me an activation roll.
Okay, 4.
4, got it. And you are going to you can see what you got down there. You've got Galaxy Girls looking at the big guy, and who seems very puzzled, and another guy just backing away from this muskrat.
I'm going to go for the one by Galaxy Girl. That's the one I've been fighting. So
very good. So you guys gonna blast at him, or are you gonna? Yeah, you guys got your blasters.
Yeah, I'm gonna blast at him.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
Okay, so I rolled a 1, so that's a 6.
Okay, so the blast shoots. I rolled a 5. So just you totally, your Galaxy Girl's there. You're trying to avoid hitting her, so you just fire behind him and just explodes in the back wall. Okay, which then gets to Galaxy Girl.
Yeah, so I'll roll for activation. I get a 6.
Oh, very good. So, what are you going to do?
What am I gonna do? Can I grab this guy and fly up into the air with him?
You don't have too high to fly. You maybe got about 6, inches up. So that's about 25 feet ceiling. You could slam him into the ceiling, I suppose, if you're so keen on doing that. But
No, that's all right. I'll just try to give him a slam again. Since the scimitar didn't seem to do much to me, even though it did hit me. So I'm gonna roll an attack, and again I get a 2, so that's only a 5 total. So I expect Galaxy Girl's getting counterattacked again.
Luckily, I rolled a 1, so I'm
all right.
a total of 3, 4, 5. And what did you get total?
5 total.
So equal. So you punch, and he sort of basically blocks it with his
trading blow.
Yeah. So then it becomes it's everyone's favorite swashbuckler,
Musketeer.
Hey there. So, as I am surveying this, what all seems to be going on around me? There's a funny metal man I see up on a ledge.
Yeah, shooting black fire out of his wrists, and there is a woman who's dressed in colorful spandex. It's a very snappy costume. Actually, gives her +1 for all social rolls. And these sort of red robed characters who seem to be what you kind of understand because they have swords.
So, are these swords people? Do they look like they're obvious bad guys, or do I not have a clear side in this situation?
They look very strange. They look like somebody may have shaved a gibbon.
But the girl looks that same way.
That is true.
But I'll smile and wave to you and say, "Hi, Beaver."
And there is something unique about her physiology that does not seem to match up with the others. Put your finger on.
I am going to. Oh, I have to roll to activate, right?
Okay.
I've got a 5. So how does the roll to activate work?
So activation tells you basically what you can do. If you want to take a standard action, if you have a 2 to 5, there's like no modifier to it. If you roll a 1, you're at a -1. If you got a 6, you get a +1. It also tells you how far you can move.
Gotcha.
I should have had a +1 last turn because I rolled a 6, but next time,
geez.
I know. What are you gonna do?
That's okay.
And who did you say I was chasing? My nemesis?
Yes, you were Lord Malson, who was a terrifying character that was causing all kinds of strife in your land.
Lord Mousen?
Malson, Malson. Although I like Malson better.
That's what I heard both times, and I wasn't certain because I'm like, it could have been Malison, it could have been Mousen.
Yeah, I kept hearing Mousen also.
So, I'm going to pull my sword out and begin backing to a defensive position. Do my eyes deceive me? Where has Malison fled to? Confounded by illusions. I will try and use my super senses to try and figure out what the heck is going on around here.
All right. Well, give me an ability check then.
Okay. I have a 2, so that's a 5, and then super senses, if that provides a bonus.
Super senses will give you a +1 bump. Or actually, usually it's higher than that, but yeah, usually. So you sort of, based on your sort of feral senses, you seem to sense that you're inside of a building. It's a big building. It's made out of almost entirely out of metal. It's rusting. It's old. It's oily. Something tells you you're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's me though. Defensive, try and back away so I can keep my eyes on everybody.
Gotcha. So you're just kind of stepping back here to keep an eye on what's going on. These two, I'll just go this roll, activate at a 3 and begin to run deeper into the building. Run away. Sound.
Okay.
Okay, so Mechaneer, you might get a shot off at one of them.
Yeah, I'll take another shot at the. Well, first let me activate. So I roll a 3.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna take a shot at the other cultist.
All right, now the lead grab at the other one. Yep.
Right.
So give me an attack roll.
3, 5, 8.
Got an 8. Okay, and his defensive roll 4, 5, 6, 7. So you hit him with 1, you clip him, and he staggers, but he only lost 1 health point, and he made his ability check. So there's no need for him to worry about being unconscious anyway. But I just thought I'd make one for him anyway. See if he knocked him over. So he just sort of staggers forward into the dark. Galaxy Girl.
I am going to pursue them. I have fleet feet and flight, so let's see what my activation does with a 3. So I'm gonna race after them as much as I can. I just want to catch up to them and say, "Wait, get back here! There's more historical animals I want to meet, like Queen Elizabeth."
So yeah, you just come running up, pleading for their return, and it would make sense that Musketeer might try to get out of here, try and figure out what's going on, who that gorilla monster was that came in here dressed in the top hat. And that might make a lot of sense. If you want to activate?
For Musketeer, I just went. Wasn't Mechaneer need to go?
Well, no, I believe I had those guys go, then Mechaneer blasted, and then Galaxy Girl called for their return, and then now your turn.
All right, I run after Galaxy Girl because she's naming people that I know. Is the Queen here? What about Katerin the Great?
All right. Well, as you run up, these two disappear into the darkness, and you can hear the slamming of metal doors and all this business. And our prelude ends here. Because it fast forwards into a few months. So luckily, Jerry, you're going to get your issue power back because that prelude happened months ago. So this was your building up to it. Now, Alice, you have an elemental character. Do you have a standard appearance that is not? I know you have transformation. Do you have one that is not a standard elemental character?
No, I normally would just look like an elemental in some fashion, but I try and shape myself mostly human looking. So I kind of look like a metallic woman in most circumstances because that seems to be the most, the least damaging to most places. But depending on the area that I'm in, I might be, I might adjust and such, different body parts.
Cool. Gotcha. So, Mechaneer, you are in Golgoth again, months after your investigation on these cultists, which sort of hit a bit of a dead end afterwards. And you are coming back from the Tech Awards show, where you have won an award. So,
yay!
You're not the most socially, functioning character. But roll a d6 and add your ability to try to figure out how well you did at accepting this reward.
Okay, I got an 8 altogether.
Excellent, because 6 is what you needed to succeed. So you have, like I said, received this award and done so with much gratefulness and humility. And with that gratefulness and humility, you head back around midnight after the after party to your hotel, and it is about what would you call it? Midnight. It's easy enough to say. How come I couldn't say midnight? But you around midnight, you are returning to the elevated transit to get back to your hotel. So I'm going to just get my elevated transit cards. Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
And for me, if I need to be a little lighter on my weight, or depending on the environs, I'll probably also be, have my legs and feet shaped of wood. And I do try and dress in clothes where in most places now, because I try and look humanish most of the time.
Gotcha.
Doing the Ben Grin thing with fedora and trench coat.
Nope, but my hair is most of the time fire. Gives a whole new definition of redhead, huh? Fiery redhead.
Kissed by fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here you are. It is just after midnight. The streets are pretty abandoned. And
Those are some awesome streets.
thanks. I'll be honest. I designed the bridge and the subway cars for this encounter.
Awesome.
You wait for the subway to pull up, and it's like a raised train, and it pulls up in front of you, and you get in to the second car. So let me see if I can get this. I'm gonna have to use this because this is magic. In the car is Alice, who has been spending many hours riding the subway, talking to an elderly lady who is having a wonderful time.
We're having a wonderful time. Awesome.
So you step in, and let me just see if I can get this set up.
Awesome.
It's just so nice that someone like you can use the time to talk to people like me. There's no one that talks to me. All I usually want for my cats at home. One's named Little Fluffykins, the other's named Snuggle Bunny, the other's named Bubblebutt.
Bubblebutt.
That seems so like this is based on a real life event here. So yes, Alice, your character's having this lovely conversation, and give me an ability check, D6 plus your ability, to kind of see how you're holding up with
7.
with this social. 7 is excellent, because 6 is what you needed there. So essentially what you're doing is you're trying to understand her and humanity a little bit better, and you're having this love, despite your inhuman dark secret. She is not discriminating against you or feeling like you are, alien or in any way, and she's just having this lovely conversation with you. Just exactly like that. She's talking about her cat, and she's talking about her life, and how she just came back from her great grandson's house, and it was a lovely time, and it's just this great little old lady that you're chatting with. And then in walks Mechanier in his sweatpants, in his suit, holding this award, and his bow tie is undone, and he's had a few, but he steps in, and yes, you sit down, and the train rumbles as it begins to continue along its way. Alice, you see this guy, and as you sit down, Mechanier, where do you sit? First of all, you got a couple choices here. You can sit in the orange. You can sit over here.
I'm going to sit in the orange.
Okay. So you can slide over, sit down, glance over. Something is up with the character that looks like she's wearing like a coat pulled over, but she doesn't look entirely human. If you get my drift, she's not. She's got maybe wooden legs, which are kind of sticking out at the bottom there. It looks like there are twigs coming from them. It's not quite exactly how you'd expect this here.
Tell me more about
Do I have my toolkit on me?
Your toolkit? You do have your costume now. There's no real mechanic. I've sort of allowed just the person who usually plays this character to sort of have his mechanic gear in his briefcase. You know what the heck? I mean, that works for Iron Man just fine. So if that's something you wanted to bring with you and your toolkit, that's part of that. So definitely. What did you want to do with your toolkit?
Well, I was going to whip out a scanner because looking at her hair, I wanted to check to see if that was like some kind of hologram technology because I don't really believe it's real.
So yeah, you plug in your toolkit that's in your briefcase into your phone with a very nondescript cord, and begin to run a scan. Give me an activation roll here. An activation an ability check. 3 plus a d6. I'm going to give you a +2, one for the toolkit and one for taking all the time you need to do this, which is what we call a take 6. So normally, if you're not in a combat situation, you can do what's called take 6, and you can essentially decide to get a +1 on your ability checks.
Okay, so with the bonus, I get a total of 9.
That would be great. So not only do you find out that's not a human being over there, but B, she's essentially made up of 5 different elements, and they're all identified. Yes.
In fact, when you're trying to scan me, it actually is very difficult to scan because it's always fluctuating. And so you're like, you think your instruments get one thing and you're like, okay, that's what, and then it just fluctuates again. And you're like, nope, that wasn't it. And so it's just making your machinery go haywire a bit. But as far as you can tell, yes, there's fire, there's wood, there's air. There's fire, wood, metal, wood, fire, earth, metal, water. There we go. Those are the 5.
Yep.
No air.
Perfect. All right. So you're getting these really interesting results, and you're like, well,
it's like
seem to be having a lovely conversation over there.
Tell me.
Well,
more about the
I'm actually very entranced by the data that I'm getting, but I'm just like mumbling to myself, this is fascinating.
Okay. You are, as you're doing this, the remaining characters. So we have our team of.
We have Bad Dog.
Bad Dog. Here it is. I couldn't find your miniature for a second there, Bad Dog, but I found it. Bad Dog, you are responding to a police alert of a robbery at the Antiquities Museum. All right.
He's gonna hang out looking over the Antiquities Museum, watching it from the rooftop, monologuing to himself. The city stinks like a sewer, a testament to its biblical namesake where the crucified dead would enter their bowels over the hill. The wealthy elite have let this all trickle down to the rest of the citizens to fight for the scraps. Luckily for me, I'm used to living off the scraps. I'm a dog after all. A bad dog. And these are my streets. And then he leaps down and goes to investigate.
Okay, so you launch yourself onto the ground. Where?
Holy crap, is that woman's head on fire?
Huh? Give me an activation roll. Or not activation roll. Give me an ability check to see how damaged you are when you fall off the building.
We're starting great today. I rolled 1.
Okay, I'm going to let you take 6 on that.
Anything 6 on that? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to get a +1 anyway. But 1 means you do it, but it's like, yeah, you're going to be like, maybe your suit got wedgied up or something. Or
It totally demolished the car I landed on.
yeah, the car alarm goes off. That's what happens.
Oops.
So you hit the car. The windows explode outwards. And you begin to, the car alarm it goes off. Lights go on in the building behind you. And, you create this big display after your monologue, after falling off the building, the huge crash.
Picks himself up off the dented car.
Yeah.
Pulls his cape out of the stuff where it's caught on one of the doors. Rips it.
Yeah, hop down there.
Bad dog.
Lean up against the wall, kind of catch your breath. And this, what do you call it? two characters are running, chasing down the perp, and they are, in fact, Galaxy Girl, who is flying, and Musketeer. Musketeer, sorry.
Yep, Musketeer.
Gonna have to get used to that.
Is that a ferret?
So,
A ferret and a
Musketeer,
dog in the same party.
you two are running along the rooftops here. Let me just try and get it. So, you're on this rooftop and you are running, and this figure, here we go. Here it is. He's dressed in security overalls and with a hat, but he's not really a security guard. He gets to the edge of the rooftop, as you see there, and he kind of turns and looks at you. What are you guys going to do? Because he just had his turn to run.
So why are we chasing the security guard?
Well, he is the person who fled from the Antiquities Museum, and apparently he is the perpetrator of whatever horrible crime happened there. Probably robbery, you're thinking.
Right. Okay. Well, can I activate?
Yes, if you would like to activate, give me an activation roll.
Sure. What one? It's a 1. So I think Galaxy Girl is going to stop short and say, as he runs towards the edge of the building, and say, "Whoa! Can you fly? I can fly too. Hold on, Musketeer. I want to see him do this."
Okay. Musketeer, what are you up to? Activate.
I also have a 1 on activation. I will look at him, menacingly, and I'm like, it's a bad day when those who are in charge of keeping everybody safe go bad, like a fox in the hen house when the fox was supposed to be guarding it.
All right, he stops. He goes, "How come on an anthropomorphic world you have hen houses?"
Well, do you want the hens to not have a house?
Okay.
That's cruel.
So he turns around and he says, "I'm going to have to take my leave at this point." And he rolled a 6 for activation. He turns from you and falls backwards from the rooftop.
Can I pounce on him to try and stop him from falling because I'm concerned for him?
Well, after rolling a 1 for activation, you could just get to him, but you'd have to roll a natural 6 if you wanted to do anything fancy, or spend a hero point if you wanted to actually grab him. It looks like he knows what he's doing. He's quite calm.
Yes, but he might be mind controlled.
Very good.
I'm going to quickly pounce forward, my hackles being up, and then jump forward to grab onto him. Athletics and stunts as I'm trying to keep him from falling, and I'm certain I'm not going to because I've got another natural 1, so he's slipping through my fingers.
He just drops, and you see him land on the roof of a subway car.
Galaxy Girl, I just can't look.
Yeah. Galaxy Girl with her hand over her mouth says, "Uh-oh, I don't think he knew how to fly."
I know! I tried to save him! I tried! Wait, that didn't sound like a wet thump. That just sounded like the subway!
He lands on the subway car with a audible thud, but not a, killer thud.
Right.
And then we have Bad Dog, who sees the subway go by on the raised platform, and hey, there's somebody on top of it, and that kind of checks out as the guy who was wanted.
Like a dog, I give chase. And he says that out loud.
Of course he does. So give me an activation roll, and what are you going to do? You can run up the side of the metal barrier there.
Yeah, I roll 5 for activation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm pretty much going to spend all on movement so I can get up there.
You also have +3 with stunts and acrobat. So give me a d6 roll and what did you get?
So I had that all to my ability.
Yes.
All right, so that is a boom, boom, boom. That is an 11.
That's excellent. So you run up, and the train is heading towards you, and you can just sort of step to one side and jump on next turn if you would like to.
Indeed.
You can ride this crazy train. All right. So you get up there. Now the other people inside, you hear a thud. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can see. I tried to design this so that I could do cutaways with the roofs as well, so in case people were on
Yeah,
top.
that's great.
Yeah.
Dude,
So,
I want to come to your house and play.
it's kind of fun. I don't know. I love making this stuff. It's all the little ads in the back are all my own ads and stuff and that. So.
Yeah, Sam, and there's a reason I started following you on Tumblr. Your sets are amazing.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's a lot of fun. I'm starting to make these are my own stuff now. I was making other people's stuff for years and decided, well, you know what, I'm going to start just making my own stuff. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So Bob, Mechaneer would probably his sensor kind of scrambles as this gets overloaded by this thwack from above. And Alice, what are you doing? You hear this thwack as well. The old lady kind of stops talking. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I have no comprehension of what has been going on out there, but I am going to go and take a look at what the thwack would be. So either poke my head out of one of the windows, and by doing that, I'm basically just going to meld into the metal, and so part of me will just come out. My head will come out on the top through the metal up top and look around.
Awesome.
Yes.
And,
so you begin to slip up towards almost like the Terminator in the second movie there, sliding up to the ceiling, and you pass through, and you turn your head and look, and you see this guy kind of get to his feet, and he kind of looks up, and he sort of reaches to his belt. He kind of looks behind him, and pulls out what looks to be like perhaps a pouch, a little maybe a Crown Royal bag, maybe. Pulls up.
Excuse me, sir. I think you need a ticket to ride this train.
Okay. He kind of looks at you and he says, elementals. He goes, what are you doing here?
I have a ticket to ride this train.
Okay. Says,
I am learning about cats. They're extremely adorable little things.
I can't disagree with you there. Uh-oh. And just as he looks up, Galaxy Girl and our best friend Muskrat here are looking at this train that's now starting to move. Galaxy Girl, give me an activation roll.
Yeah, absolutely. If I do well, I'd like to be able to, if I can, pick up Musketeer and, it's a 5, Musketeer and take him with me.
That'd be perfect because if you multiply 5 times 3, that'd be 15 inches of movement.
Awesome.
And that would catch you right up to the train and put you on the top of the car behind it. So let's just do that.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that would also give Musketeer an opportunity to act.
Sure. I am going to, as she is carrying me, I'm going to start swinging back and forth to try and build up momentum. And then at one point, I'm going to go ahead and get her to release me so that I'm at the apex and I can take a big fall down and try and land on top of this guy.
That sounds like it's possible. So,
we call it the furball special.
Someone write that down. We gotta trademark that. So let me find my little right up here. It is. He turns and sees this. He's pulled out this Crown Royal bag for some reason, and he's reaching into it, but his arm kind of has disappeared into it up to his elbow. Also, right in front of you, it's a Crown Royal bag of holding, and this head seems to have been poked up out of the subway car in a very disconcerting kind of manner. Kind of talking about cats apparently as Muskrat here hits the deck. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let Galaxy Girl give me a sort of a stunts kind of acrobatics kind of based roll. This will add.
Yeah. I got a 5 again.
So you're physical, so that'll add a +1.
Cool.
So this is just to kind of drop him in there. So 3, 4, and 5 is 9, which is difficult. So that's excellent. That's going to give +2 for Musketeer to attack. So Musketeer has been dropped in the perfect position to land on this guy. So Musketeer, you get a +2 to attack. Now, did you want to do a acrobatics roll to assist your attack as well?
Sure. How do I do that?
Okay, so a standard just before you activate, let's just do this just to get this out of the way. You're going to give me an acrobatics roll, and with a successful ability check, difficulty 6, you can increase the chance to perform physical checks. So 6 would give you a +1, and 9 would give you a +2, that sort of thing.
Now, do my stunts or my physical apply on acrobatics?
Well, what you can do, you can stack stunts and acrobatics if you want to add those together. So you can add a +2 to this roll. But actually, you get +3 because you have stunts, don't you?
Yep.
So technically, you get a +5 to this roll.
Okay, so I'm at a 9.
Okay, so that gives you a +2 to attack, +2 with Galaxy Girl's assistance. So if you want to attack him, you get a +4.
Okay. And so I'm trying to land on him. Do stunts or physical? I'm not certain when to count these and when not to, basically.
We've already rolled those to see if they do count. So they did give you a +2. And now the +2.
I give him a +2 as well, right?
That's correct. So you got a +4 to attack him to start with, and plus your ability plus a d6.
Okay, so I have 8, 11. Oh, and I forgot to add my ability on the acrobatics roll.
Okay, so I think did that give you
12.
12? So that gave you +3 actually.
Okay.
So you actually hit +6.
So 8, so 11, so 12.
Awesome.
Is where I am on the attack roll.
Nick?
What did you roll for your attack roll?
I rolled a 5, right? Then I get +3 for my ability, so that's an 8, and then +2, +2. 12.
I just want to see if you rolled a 6, you have a chance of doing a critical. That's what I wanted to see.
Gotcha.
Okay, so his defensive roll is a 4, and he is adding his ability of 3, and he has a rank of elusive. So 8 total. So 8. So you hit by 4. So if you wanted to attack him, you hit him. You land right on him, knock him to the ground. Boom. And I want you to give me so you've done it already. You've done 4 points of damage to him.
All right, so I want to land right on him and pin him down against the subway car, looking him right in his face as my feather from my hat's tickling his forehead, and I'm like, "What villainy have you been up to, varmint?"
Galaxy Girl will just warn, be careful, he seems to have public transportation powers.
What are those? I pay no attention to him as I try and find out more about the powers he's got.
Gotcha. Well, you land on top of him. You did 4 points of damage. He appears to have what he's wearing underneath what he's wearing there. Has it sort of gives sort of like a flash, like an energy field around him as he hits the ground.
Ow! That hurts!
Bluish,
As Muskrat steps on my head.
All right. So Let me see here. Got it. I just wanted to write something down. So you've knocked him to the ground. He kind of, unceremoniously hits the deck. I'm going to make him do an ability check to hold on to the thing. Yeah, he holds on to his Crown Royal bag. His arm is still deep within the Crown Royal bag. It looks like he's rooting around for something. And I think that takes us back into the vehicle. So what is let's go. I guess Alice, you're looking out. So what are you going to do?
Well, the upper half of my body is on top of the roof. The lower half is somewhere, sunk into the metal of the thing. And right now my head is luckily metal, so it didn't burn Musketeer. But I did complain. Ow! That hurt. Looking at Musketeer stepping on my head. Excuse me, but you need a ticket to ride this train.
I'm on top of somebody. I haven't stepped on the train.
I thought you
Just a
jumped on the
reminder.
train. Okay, I thought you jumped on the train and.
No, I jumped on a guy.
He
Okay.
landed on what appears to be a security guard.
Okay, well then Galaxy Girl stepped on my head.
Sure, and Galaxy Girl will fly up and continue to explain to Muskrat. He appears to be able to summon and animate public transportation.
I look at all three of you. What is going on? You're required a ticket to ride this train. You can't just jump on the train and expect it to take you where you want it to go. There are rules in society, or so people keep telling me.
I'm riding a security guard.
Speaking of rules of society, Bad Dog.
Hey, dog.
Give me an ability check, activation roll.
I get a 6 for my activation roll.
All right, so you are on top of the far end of the train now. You have kind of climbed up because you were waiting, and now you're up top and you have a 6. What is it that you would like to do?
Never come between a bad dog and his prey, squirrel. So he's looking at Musketeer.
Yes.
Oh,
That man, give him to me, and I'll make sure he sees justice.
Yeah, the security guard looks at Musketeer and he says, "That's Bad Dog. He's bad news."
Are we all familiar with each other as being superheroes? Because at the moment, it seems to me that there are some lawbreakers trying to ride a train without buying a ticket. So I'm just wondering if we know that the others are superheroes.
Now knowing Bad Dog, he would be aware of who Galaxy Girl is definitely. He wouldn't know who the other three are there up top. He would know who Mechaneer is. But I think that you would probably have to do an ability check to know, hey, have I seen these guys before or have I heard about them?
Okay, do you mind if I do
Hair's
that?
on fire.
Because I didn't actually get to take an action. So do you mind if I do that?
No, I don't mind at all. Sorry about that. I got one.
Okay. I rolled a 1 on my ability check, so it doesn't sound like it. So
Okay.
yeah, at that point, with more people trying to break the rules here, I think that I'm probably going to attack the last one coming up.
All right. So Bad Dog, who rises up and demands the release of that perp into his hands. Seems to be a threat. He says, he's a bad dog. What are you going to do?
Well, I would at that point say that, you don't have a ticket. You need to go. And I would go and charge him and knock him off the train.
Okay. Awesome. With an activation of 1, I don't think you're going to get to him, but you could double that with 2, so you could basically get right to where those 2 are.
Okay, I could use a ranged attack.
You could use a ranged attack if you wanted. You'd be at -1.
Sure.
If you would like that.
Sure. I'm sorry, Jacob.
So you're going to use your alternate power mutate, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
To do this attack. And I'm
Yes.
just going to give you the first attack Fine.
Actually, this is just my primary because my primary was the transformation of turning weapons and such. Mutated, I don't even need to use mutate for that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now that's correct. So if you wanted to enhance it, you could use mutate, but it would require an ability check of 3 and of 9. So if you wanted to modify it in some way.
Question:
But,
Where are we traveling through right now? Where is this moving train moving through? Are there plants? Are there trees and such on the sidewalks, or is it very much just concrete jungle that we're in?
concrete jungle, metal, concrete,
Okay.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So then in that case, it would be like metal porcupine quills, basically, just shoot out of my arms.
Gotcha. So you're going to give me an attack roll. And let me find my little sheet.
I rolled a natural 6. I'm sorry, Jacob. Oh no.
Hey, superhero battles when everyone first meets is a freaking trope for a reason.
True.
Oh,
It's that's a 10.
Okay, so you fired your ranged attack here. So you get a +1, 3 + 1.
Oh, that's sorry, 11. Yeah, 11.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, yeah, 11 because of your
Combat mastery 1 in range, 2 in melee.
Oh, so it's not a melee attack because you're firing.
No, I know, but I have 1 in ranged combat mastery and
Gotcha.
2 in melee. So one of my
Gotcha.
combat masteries in range. So that's 11.
So you start with 4 + 6.
That's 10.
10.
And then +1 because I rolled a 6, so that's 11.
Oh, I missed that one. I have your 6 here. I should have remembered. I always keep a dice on the table when I'm playing remotely so that I remember what your activation was. So yeah, so you do get a +1. So your attack roll on Bad Dog, in fact, is 11, and Bad Dog gets to make a defensive roll. So you see these porcupine quills of
Just
of
I go
metal
like this,
shoot.
and my arms fly down, and they shoot out of my arms. So I go like that, and out of my arms, shoot at you.
So now, if you want, you climbed up here and you haven't acted really. So you could use your stunts to an acrobat to sort of avoid, help add to your defensive roll here.
Yeah, I've got stunts. I have acrobat. I also have elusive.
Gotcha. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you roll a stunt roll. So I'm going to give you ability plus
Oh, you're gonna be fine, Jacob.
+4.
Okay, so that 5 of the die plus the ability of 3 is 8, plus 4 is 12.
Awesome. So now the 12 is not your defensive roll here, but this is the bonus. It gives you a +3 on your defense. So basically, you see her raise this energy, spines of metal that she launches at you, and you kind of do the Matrix thing, where you slide back and get a +3. So give me a defensive roll.
All right, that's another 5 plus 7.
Okay. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and elusive 12. So the metals just kind of like, as I said, you slow down into the Matrix pose, and the metal spikes just kind of like graze across your costume, kind of maybe ripping it a little bit and alarming you, but definitely not hitting. Just because you rolled the same roll as what she rolled, so it's a near miss.
Squirrels and trees. Looks like it's a Bad Dog kind of day.
Before I get Mechaneer active here, Bad Dog had rolled a 6 to activate. What are you going to do?
He is going to pounce upon the security guard.
Gotcha. So you run over and you're sort of playing tug of war with this security guard. Grabs him by his teeth and pulls him, kind of growling as Muskrat here is standing on him, going, "Hey, excuse me, is this human a slide?" You're just kind of pulling him back and forth. worrying him as he's lying there. So just give me a d6 to see how substantial the grasp is of it.
I roll a 2 with my ability of 5.
And any hand-to-hand modifiers? No. So just damage modifiers. So 5 total. So you grab him, but not a solid grasp. Just you just kind of run up to him, hold on to him, and that's what you're at. Mechaneer, you seem to be down here alone with this old lady who's kind of looking up, trying to look out the window to see what's going on the roof. She goes, "Oh, land's sakes, what's going on up there?"
Well, could I hear Galaxy Girl while she was blubbering about the train powers?
Oh, definitely yes.
Okay, so I know Galaxy Girl was on the roof of the train.
Yes.
So
Not exactly subtle.
so I'm going to do something that you're not supposed to do, and I'm going to step between the moving train cars. Yes, I know. And then I'm going to activate my armor, and
Yes.
I'm going to move up onto the roof of the car that I'm standing in.
Yes, for some reason I jammed these two together when I put them back on the table. Yes, so you step forward, and the woman goes, "No!" And then you shut the door, activate your powers, and Mechaneer, what did you roll for activation?
I rolled a 6.
So that would be 3 to, well, 2 to step over, 1 to activate, and then you're up top. So you rise up onto the roof of the train. Heroically. The Mechaneer theme plays. And the lady kind of sits down, and she pulls out her flip phone, and she says, "I've got to get some pictures for the kids." All right, so you're up on top of the racing. I like to shift things a little bit from time to time so that we have different angles. So yeah, you're up on top now, and down here, this guy that is being pulled and yanked apart in a million ways. He has to activate. He rolls a 3, and he pulls out of the crown royal bag. It looks like an amulet of some kind. In fact, let me see. I think I did a drawing of this amulet today.
That belongs in a museum.
He says, "It really does." Here, see if I can do it.
I look at that Crown Royal bag and I say, "Don't you know those things are made for dice?"
Over a little. There it is. Cool.
There you go.
Yep.
It's like a square Sumerian stone amulet, and it has a triangle with 8 sort of appendages coming out of it. And so yes, that is your symbol. Does anybody have any esoteric or magical knowledge?
I just have a magical weakness, so
Yeah.
I don't have any insight. But
Yeah, under your talents, if you have scholar or occult, magic, that kind of thing, you might understand what this is. No Dr. Strange here today. Okay, that's fine.
Doctor Who?
no, Dr.
You
Strange.
probably know what it is. So yes, he pulls this out and he says, "This is what I took from the museum. Yes, it belongs in a museum, but today I need to use it to save the day."
I'm gonna. It belongs in a museum since he's the security guard from the museum. You belong in a museum.
Okay. He kind of gives you a long face, and he skips to his feet. Are you gonna let him get to his feet?
Not gonna try to.
Okay.
Or try to stop him.
So if you're holding him down, he's not going to resist. He just holds on to this, and he says, "We need this."
And you all need tickets to ride this
Okay.
train. None of you have tickets. I have a ticket. The rules of the society are very clear. You need a ticket or you have to get off.
You need a ticket to ride in the train. We're on the train.
I jump off the train with him.
Technically, I'm flying.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
the train, on the train. Isn't that the same thing?
No, it's very distinctively different.
He says, and I forgot, I didn't introduce myself. The name's Nathaniel.
As the two of them fly off the train.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He's cool, cool customer. He says, the name's Nathaniel Vance. So who's jumping off the train here?
Musketeer, who had a hold of him. Now, whether Bad Dog wants to come with us or stop us.
Oh, yeah, he's following.
All right, cool. But if we're not supposed to be on that train, let's leave it. So I'm gonna go and tuck and roll with this guy as we do a high speed evacuation.
Gotcha. You are heading down onto the street level, and let me just give you a second here. So, Bad Dog, are you gonna go with him?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, I guess I need both of you to make an ability check and stunts and that you both have, and any acrobatics and physical can be added to that.
9.
12.
Okay, that would be enough. That's impossible. That's difficult to do. So you leap off with this guy and you hit the ground. Or you don't hit the ground. I'll show you where you are in a second. What are the rest of you guys going to do up here?
Well, I'm definitely going to go after Musketeer. Although seeing Mechaneer here, I'll say, oh, hi, long time no see. Boy, this is a popular subway.
What are you doing here, Gravity Girl? What are you doing with that muskrat?
She says, he followed me home. What was I supposed to do?
She calls me kitten.
They're all kids.
And she'll say, we're trying to stop a rogue security guard with public transportation powers. He made that, she says, pointing to Grail.
Excuse me, no one made me. Well, except maybe that one that made me. But no, I'm not part of the subway.
She says, yeah, not anymore. Not after a public transportation guy animated you.
He did not animate me.
She was in the subway car with me, Gravity Girl.
She
He
said,
didn't make her.
that changes things.
Listen, let's go after them. Give me a lift.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I try to activate?
Sure, go ahead.
Only a 2.
I can help.
Okay. Yeah. Grail, what are you going to do? You have an opportunity to do something.
I'll go after them, and to go after them, I'm going to either go down the rails of the subway, because the way that you have it designed there's the metal rails that I can go down. So I'm going to just basically slide my body down against it and land next to them.
Gotcha. So you basically slide down the metal.
Yes.
Hit the ground here. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And with the 2, you could push it and just scoop up Mechaneer, but you couldn't land yet. Galaxy Girl, if that's what you want to do.
No problem. Yeah, I will.
So you're flying here because you've got fleet feet. But generally, when you run, you can't attack. But if somebody is reaching up for you to grab them, it's not hard. So you just sort of fly up and arc around.
Sure.
And the train passes, which I should put the door back on. Okay, I'll just get rid of these guys. They're a little more fragile than I was hoping, but what are you gonna do? Live and learn. All right. So you hit the ground, and Actually, it's not the ground you hit. Let me just get this set up down below. It's a garbage truck.
Yay!
No, I didn't design this garbage truck. This is a pretty awesome garbage truck. It was hard to build.
It is a pretty awesome garbage truck.
It is.
Yes, you are all on top of the garbage truck here. Bad dog's luck. Dog luck has held up again. There we go. Wow, you guys have been focused on it. So the nice thing about this camera, it doesn't like the, well, okay, not nice thing about this camera is that I'm not going to name any names, but it just likes to focus on what I don't want it to focus on. But you know what? Let's just do this. It's fine. So you're on this garbage truck, which screeches to a halt when you bang onto the roof of it. What are we going to do? I guess Muskrat here, what are you going to do?
I'm going to, while still holding on, I want to have discourse with Bad Dog, who also seems to have interest in him. Are you here because he robbed the museum?
Yes. Why else would I be here?
Well, then we could work together. Galaxy Girl said that's a team up.
Robbed a museum? Now that sounds like something I could help with.
Okay. And you landed just behind them, so you.
I'm like half melded into the metal of the carriage of the truck.
Yeah.
Now not only stop, they're freaking out and running away, I think.
Robbed a museum? That's not right. Look, mister, there are strict rules on how to stay in this world and this society, and you have to abide by them. And I'm shaking my hand as it turns into fire. Accessing a little bit of fire from the car.
Gouts of flame are kind of leaping from your finger as you shake it.
Really listen to flaming-haired woman.
Exactly. And my name is Grail.
My apologies. We have not been properly introduced.
Who are you? They're calling you Bad Dog, but bad means bad. So why are you here if you're bad?
Bad dogs get good results.
I look at you very suspiciously. You
Is
seem
that
a
also
little
coming
too.
in and out to other people, or is that just my headset?
Occasionally.
A little bit.
You seem
Yeah,
a
that's
little
bad.
gray to me. Huh.
All right. So the three of you on there with this security guard. The security guard. Are you going to let him get to his feet?
No, he's going to hold him down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that like we both are kind of holding him when we're talking.
He's got one hand. He's got the crown royal bag, and the other hand he has the this mystical amulet, and he says, "We need to get this to the docks immediately."
He's going to try to take the amulet from his hand. And why would that be, Stray?
It would be probably a fairly straightforward thing. So you're doing a disarm attack. So you're going to give me an activation just for fun.
A roll of 5?
Okay. So I just want to see if you got a minus or a positive on that. So just a regular attack. His 3, 4, and let me find this here. All right. So roll your attack, and you're at -2 for a disarm.
Okay. So I've got 2 of the die, plus ability of 3 is 5. Brawling gives me...
Brawling doesn't give you a bonus. Brawling lets you counterattack with people who have hand-to-hand weapons, which you normally can't do.
Okay, so with the -2, then that's going to be a total of 3.
A 3. Okay, my defensive roll. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. So yeah, he yanks it away.
Give me that. Give me it.
Says, "This is the sigil of Innick." Okay, Enki. I said it wrong, but it sounded so good.
I don't care whose signal it is. You stole it. That makes you bad.
Yeah, he looks a little flustered. He goes, fine. I'm
Bad
back.
boys go to the doghouse.
I'll go to the doghouse, but we've got to get to the docks. There's an abandoned factory that we have to get to immediately. It might
I
be
was
too
told-
late.
I was told Doctor Strange and Doctor Who weren't here.
Because there's no
Which doctor do you need to get to?
I'm not a witch doctor. I'm a mage. I'm the last of the Coven Guard. He looks as if he's expecting you to know what he's talking about. He goes, last of the Coven Guard? Coven Guard? Oh.
Is that like some sort of oven?
No, he's probably saying something about witches. That's what covens are for. But he doesn't look like a witch.
But I thought that's what cults were. He doesn't look like a cultist.
Do Galaxy Girl and Mechaneer get over here by now?
Yeah, they're just kind of hovering.
They probably have more information on what's going on something like that.
As Galaxy Girl and Mechaneer come flying in, you can hear him hollering that he is the last of the Coven Guard. And I'll let you each make an ability check to kind of understand that. You may have encountered the Coven Guard in the past, being more veteran heroes.
Sure.
A 1 on my d6.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a 6.
Who got a 6? Sorry.
Galaxy Girl did.
Galaxy Girl got a d6. Very good. You have heard of the Coven Guard. They are a noble, I guess, group of magic users who defend the universe.
Okay. So Galaxy Girl says, Blars, I've heard of the Coven Guard. They don't have anything to do with ovens. They defend the galaxy from magic-y stuff, using magic-y stuff. I'm both crazy and not crazy about them.
He says, and from what I remember, a little vulnerable to magic.
She says, wait a minute, have we met before?
He says, no, it's my job to know these things. He says to Grail, it's not a cult, it's my job.
Galaxy Girl, do you trust this stray?
She says, does she have any sort of like sense motive or intuition here, or just based on his mention of Coven Guard?
She has a hard time reading humans and their emotions, so give me an ability check.
It's a 1.
She trusts him with her life.
Yeah, she says, absolutely. He just said Coven Guard. I'm convinced.
So if we're having dinner next time and I say I need your steak, Coven Guard, you'll give it to me?
She says, gee, I don't know. I guess we'll have to try.
Okay. I believe in this plan.
I took this piece of information away because it sounds like a password of some sort with Galaxy Girl that I'll use later.
Cool.
Bad Dog will stand up, pick this guy up.
Yep.
All right, stray. Dust him off.
You don't look very impressive for a Coven Guard.
We're going to trust you for now.
As you said, it's a job. Some of us have to do it.
But that's going back where it came from. This is all done. And if it doesn't, you'll be on my bad side.
And you don't want to get on his bad side.
I thought Bad Dog only had bad sides. He kind of adjusts his collar because his clothes are all rumpled, and he kind of dusts himself off, and he looks at Muskrat here, and he says, "Alternate dimension.
That's not a password for me.
Okay. Says,
No, his
I
name's
think.
Musketeer.
Yeah,
Okay. He says,
and only she gets to call me Kitty.
pleased to meet you, Kitty.
No. Look the
All right.
trouble you got me into now.
He says, we have to get to the abandoned metalworks.
Metal. It's getting so uncomfortable being at metal all the time. Do you not know anything other than metal? And I creak around and you hear metal clink as my shoulders roll.
Yeah. He's
Like
sort of.
fire gives me life and hope, but everything's metal. And you see me just hardening in that the little bit of access to wood that I had from the car or from the subway car is gone, and so my legs are now metal and. I'm very much melded into this, but as I stand up, pull myself out of the cab, I'm too heavy for the cab, and you see it dent a bit. And my whole body, and even my hair is starting to turn metal because all I'm accessing right now is metal.
All right.
I have that limitation, by the way.
From below, you hear this door slam, and this guy goes, and he goes, "Hey, super friends, are you gonna get off my garbage truck or what?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that he summoned it with his transportation powers.
Because if I'm going under this low bridge, you're all going off the top real unceremonious like.
No, I won't. You can keep driving, mister. I melt back in so that only my top half is off the metal again. Oh.
Okay. Well,
and I fix the dent that I made in his cab.
Okay, that's nice. You hear him crank it into gear, and the gears grind, and this thing lurches forward as it's starting to move again.
Yeah.
That dog leaps off.
Galaxy Girl floats up and allows it to drive away from under her.
Okay. And you guys hopping off?
Yeah.
I'll jump off. I create a big boom in the concrete. Oh, there. At least there's some earth. And you see me soften and parts of me start to change again. At least that's a
Gotcha.
little better.
Yeah, and you also see that there's a bit of life peeking through the sidewalk and here and there as you're down here in the depths of the concrete jungle, which is Golgoth. So Vance says that we have to get to the factories. As I said, it could be too late. I was just getting there when all of this happened.
Which way is it?
Why were you robbing a museum when you needed to go to a factory?
Well, that's a very good question. Diminutive one. I would say that the best reason for doing something is to stop evil.
Well, if you are who you say you are, and if you like to stop evil, then you should know that one of the rules of respect on this world and this culture is treating someone with respect by telling them. Wait, I'm getting confused by your language again. By calling them by their names. That's right. That's what it was supposed to say. And you haven't called him his name once. So I'm beginning to think you're a super villain and not a superhero.
He kind of looks around and goes, I'm a wizard.
Okay, I still don't think you're a good guy anymore, because a good guy would call Mr. Musketeer by Musketeer. And he said not to call him by Kitty, and you called him by that. And I was taught that the rules of this world mean that you have to treat them with respect by calling them by their names, right? Wait.
Are you from a different world too?
Uh-huh.
Wow, everybody's from a different world, huh?
Zark, we should start a club. We're a super team.
That sounds awesome.
Well,
Hi.
I'm actually from this world, but I'm not from this world because I'm from everything that this world is made of. But then all you people came and made it not what it is, and it's really weird and it feels uncomfortable. But I'm making do, and I'm trying to understand your language. But I'm not from this world, but I am from this world. If that makes sense to you, it makes sense to you, right, Miss Musketeer?
I'm kind of the same way. Everything's different where I come from, but I'm from here, but not.
Yeah, Vance kind of looks at Bad Dog. He says, "You just want to punch me again? Let's just do this."
I'm thinking this is punishment enough.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm keeping a close eye on you, Mr. Security Guard.
All right.
Speaking of names, his name is Nathan.
I'm sorry. I'm keeping a close eye on you, Nathan.
Says,
I don't think you pronounced that right. It went Nathan.
Nathan.
Is that right?
I'm still trying to learn your language.
Nathaniel
Nathan.
Vance, at your service.
And they all go, Nathan.
Nathan Vance. I'm still
Okay.
trying to learn your language.
I bet he's a horse where I come from. Nathan.
He says, "Where do you come from again?"
A
Kitty
place
bird.
far from here, but somehow I ended up here. It seems to be I heard an alternate dimension.
Okay, that would make sense. He says, "We can see what I can do after this is all done about seeing what I can do." He stops before he says, "Return you to your other dimension." But I will need some assistance in this. He says, "If you are not,
If we're in a
If you're
hurry,
not
we should
gonna-
get going.
if you're going to attack me, I will try, but I'm going to go. If you want to go with me, we have to get to Gotham Steel on the waterfront."
I thought we tried to leave a long time ago.
Yeah, I assumed we were already on our way here.
Gotcha.
Yep,
So,
we're
Before we
moving.
go,
so
before we go, why are we going to this factory? What exactly are we trying to stop?
well, he says there is a great summoning of the Dark Hoof.
And who's summoning them?
He says, it's kind of a long story, but the Path of Doom is a organization that has long.
I know who they are. They're the reason why Musketeer's here.
He kind of looks at Musketeer and says, "That explains everything."
The dark.
So that's where the Doctor Who is.
No,
No,
you
Doctor
remember
Who.
Dr. Hoof. Yes, you remember now that Gotham Steel is the building in the basement, in the depths of Gotham Steel, this ritual occurred many months ago.
Okay.
Yep.
the one we stopped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it looks like they've regathered their wits about them and are giving it a second shot.
The good old college try.
If at first you don't succeed,
Galaxy Girl says a little hesitantly, "Hey, that means we can get you home, maybe."
I know. That would be great. But I do still have to find my nemesis, Lord Malison. He's got to be around here somewhere.
Did he come through and you did?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember seeing him. That
Yeah, but he
gorilla.
disappeared before I did.
Yeah, Galaxy Girl says, "Yeah, we never did find Abe Lincoln again. And I looked, believe me, I looked."
That dog is starting to regret his nom de guerre.
Yes, it's kind of anthropomorphic, isn't it? All right. Well, in the
He says that out loud, by the way.
all right. So you're on your way, and you're getting down to the waterfront. I'm going to have to do a scene change. Scene change. And what
Meanwhile, on the other side of town.
So, scene change. And you are on the waterfront here. You can tell you're at the waterfront because there's a boat.
Oh,
you are
water. Oh, that feels so much better. And I turn into a water elemental, guys.
Don't touch it.
And she just transforms as she walks. The metal starts fading off the rock. The metal just starts turning to liquid, and her voice kind of garbles a bit as she quite enjoys being this close to the water. As you kind of approach this, it's abandoned, it's quiet. You can hear the water kind of waving up against the docks here, and you can hear the odd sound of a distant buoy kind of bell in the distance there. As you come across, you see that the door opens to a building that's just right kitty corner to the factory here, and a figure steps out. Let's see if I can push that to get it to show you that. And he's followed by a few more scimitar wielding fellas. Hey fellas. Hey fellas. Let me see here. 4, 5. Here it is. I just need a base form. Here it is. So these 5 figures step out from a door, which seems to be at where the factory is, which is this building here, which attaches to, there's a fence that goes around the factory here. So right on the waterfront, very ecologically unfriendly. But as you kind of step up to there, these figures step out of the side door and are wielding their scimitars menacingly. So let's go about and do this. I'm going to do it in the order that I have written down from the beginning here. So we're going to go Alice, Jerry, Brandon, Paul, and Jacob. If that works. So Alice.
Yes.
You've transformed into water.
Yeah, and these cultists, are they wielding torches and such? Do they have fire with them?
Not these ones. They just have metal scimitars with them.
Okay. So again, I'm tapping into the fact that there's metal around. So one of my legs turns metal, and the rest of me stays water.
Okay.
And
you immediately rust.
These cultists look like the bad guys that we're after, right? To my character.
Oh,
Okay.
They had mustaches to twirl. They would be twirling the mustaches.
Okay, cool. So then I will, at that point, open up, and my arm shoots out, and the leg shoots up through the water in my arm, into my arm, and my arm turns into a mace, and I'm going to go and pound one of them in the face.
Okay.
And
so let's roll an activation roll.
Sure. And I'm going to tell them, you're not following the rules. Bash. I rolled a 6 on my activation.
That's excellent. So did you want to run up to them and attack them, or did you want to use your mutate power to give you stretching?
You know what? I'm going to stretch my way over there.
Sounds good. I'm going to let you have that all ready to
water
go.
Water coming up and such, and stretch out.
No worries. So you're just going to do a standard attack, no problem.
Okay.
And you roll a 6, you get a +1 to hit.
Okay, I rolled a second 6. Makes up for all the ones I was rolling earlier. So
this game has a way of doing that sometimes. So you roll with a 6, and his defensive roll is a 1.
Okay, well, my combat mastery, I have 2 points of my combat mastery in melee. So this is an 11, this is a 12 on my activation, on my hit total.
12 total, perfect. He rolled a 1, which means it's a critical hit. So the effect is doubled, and I'm awarding you a hero point, as a bonus for rolling in a critical. So you have now 2 pips,
Okay.
or 2 hero points, which you can, I used to call
Cash
it
in.
pips. That's what I call it pips. It's 2 that you can use later.
Okay.
So you hit him with a critical. So he rolled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I also have mighties for 2 points, so I do 2 additional points of damage to that.
So we'll calculate the damage first. So,
Okay.
He got a total. I'm sorry. He got a total of 5.
I
And
got a
you
12, so that's 7.
You hit 7. So 14 is the effective damage that you've done there. However, sorry, before we do that, 7, you have a mighty of 2, so
mighty
that's plus 2 damage. So that's 7, 8, 9, so 18 points of damage.
Okay.
Which is epic by any means. So just to calculate the knockback, what you do is with 18 points, you take 3 off of that. So that leaves you with 15. And half of 15, rounding down, is 7 inches. So you slam him into the back wall between his 2 friends there, and he just hits the ground. Bam! He's so out. He's out.
Oops. Maybe I shouldn't use the metal mace one next time.
Everybody kind of looks, and he's not moving. He's just lying there. Everyone just kind of looks at him and looks back at you, and they're a little intimidated by that display of brutality right from the get-go.
I look all sheepish and and apologetic.
All right. So Jerry, Mechaneer, what are you going to do?
I'm going to blast one of them with my wrist blaster.
Gotcha.
So my activation roll is 5.
Yeah.
And then I rolled 1 of my attack.
Okay.
So that's 6.
6. I rolled a 4 for my defense. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you miss him by 2. So the blast just kind of explodes in the building behind him, missing him. Okay. Brandon, Musketeer, what is he going to do?
I am going to go ahead and in a series of flourishes and twirls as I'm going forward, feet to hands, springing forward. I am going to go ahead and land near one of them, pull out my sword, on guard, and then start trying to fence with him.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to let you do your stunts roll there, and you can add your acrobatics and your physical. You have it, and yes, you do. So you can add 5 to your ability check. Actually, do you activate first?
Let me toss that. Yeah, 4.
Okay, so 4 would not quite get you there, but give me an ability. Give me your acrobatics and physical check. So +5 so 8 plus a d6.
12.
12. That's going to give you a +3 to your attack. So that gets you to this first guy. You land in front of him with a flourish and a somersault, and draw your sword and begin to attack. And you roll, and now you get a plus. What did I say? A +3.
I think that's what you said.
That's what it said. 3, 4, 5, 8 is your starting roll plus a d6.
Are you counting my +2 to hit from sword?
I am.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, wait a second, am I supposed to be adding more than
So,
what I thought?
Yeah.
I've got a 10.
Excellent. So you roll a 2.
Yep.
Okay. My defensive roll is a 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you do that, he puts up his scimitar and blocks, and sparks fly from the 2 swords as they smack into each other. Okay. And he smiles when there's only 3 teeth with his smile. So that's exciting. So now Paul, Galaxy Girl.
Yeah,
activate.
Yeah, let's see what we get. It's a 5.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, they're over there, and if you're wondering in terms of how far away they are from you, this is the old war gamer, and he has a honestly tape menu. The nearest one is 4 away. Then if you do a full out 5, you could fly into the one with the one next to them with the scimitar.
100%.
All right. So you come flying in, and I'm going to give you an attack roll.
Yeah.
I assume you're attacking.
I sure am. 3.
Okay.
And my ability is 3, and I'm mighty. I don't think that really helps me here.
That'll give you some damage. So
Okay.
Not to hit, but it'll give you some extra damage once you hit. What was your total?
6.
6. I got a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you fly and you land and swing, and he just kind of, ducks out of the way, essentially.
Yep.
However, looking at his character sheet here, he has counterattacks, so hit you by 1.
Okay.
And his attack is not as good. He does 4 points of damage to you. So you could still take some damage.
I have to roll for invulnerability.
Give me an invulnerability roll.
I got a 6, so
Okay. 6 stops, so 5.
I
Yeah,
think
just again, same attack, same as a couple months ago. He swings his sword, and sparks just fly off of it. No effect. And as I said, luckily they're not magical.
Because, oh, weird, deja vu.
Bad dog.
Bad dog is going to activate with a 1.
Yay.
All right, so Bad dog kind of looks annoyed and turns around and sees what's going on.
I take it these Rametep rejects are the path of doom.
Yeah. Nathan Nathaniel just kind of looks at them and says, "We have to get through them to get in there."
He'll look for an alternate route into the building.
You look up, you see lots of windows on the second floor.
All right, he'll start climbing.
Okay, so you start heading for the building. I'll have you run to the building, and you just kind of get to the edge, and you hug the wall like, "I shall climb you." And speaking of Nathaniel, he decides he got a 5 recognition. He decides that he reaches into his Crown Royal bag and he pulls out the sword of the Archmage. So he pulls out this glowing sword.
I don't suppose you have one of those for all of us.
He says, "There is only one of them."
You don't know anything about bringing enough for the group.
That's all he can do. So the bad guys here. Ooh, there you got a nice 2. So these 2, I'm gonna have to make those 2 are gonna have to make their okay, because they're not gonna attack. They fail their roll, their ability checks. So they run back to the door, and the one opens it, and you see a goat steps out. This derpy looking goat. It just kind of steps out. I know you had a game of goats a couple of weeks ago.
If that's the goat from Quantum and Woody, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, it's this black goat, and it appears to have all kinds of like chalk and oil on it, and it's just like it's this really gross looking goat.
That was the sacrifice, probably.
Anyway, as they open the door, it kind of stumbles out and looks around, a little bleary-eyed. Okay, so Galaxy Girl, you ran up, and this guy counterattacked, and he's going to do a full attack now. So he's attacking at 3, 4, plus a d6. 4, I got 8. He gets a defensive roll.
I got a 2 plus 3 is 5.
Okay. All right, so I got 8, so I hit you by 3.
Yep. So I
And
need to count on my my armor, my invulnerable, right?
right. However, he does +3 damage. So
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6. So he's 6. So if you fail your roll, you can still take some damage.
Yeah, big time. With a 5, so that gives me an 8.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Again, just sparks. So it hits you once as a counterattack, and then he swings again, and it's just same effect. You know, if you're like, are you done yet? Like, you know, he's not having any effect on you there. And taking a look here. Musketeer, you have one that you attacked and blocked and parried your attack, and now he is going to respond, riposte with a 1.
And how do I block this?
You're going to roll a d6 as a defensive roll.
Okay. Am I only adding ability?
Yes, you don't have elusive.
I don't have elusive. I am using the sword, but I don't know if that's only with the attack.
That's only with the attack. If you choose to dodge, you can get a +2, but you give up your next action.
Gotcha. Nope. I'll go ahead and stick with it. 8.
Okay. Now you have counterattack.
Correct.
He attacked with 1, so he got a total of 5. You got 8. You hit with 3. Your damage is +1 with the sword, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yes. So you do 4 points of damage, which is over half of his ability. And he rolls.
Haha! I have lulled you into a false sense of security. On guard!
So he blocked your first attack. He went to attack, and you do a counter strike, and he hits the ground unconscious.
Okay.
So he failed his roll.
And I say, watch out for Vincent Van Gogh.
And indeed, there is a goat, but we don't know if its name is Vincent. But he's still.
You've traveled to my world, haven't you?
So back up to Grail, who, if I'm not mistaken, had extended her punch to attack the guy.
Yeah.
And she sent him basically into the concrete.
Okay.
What is she going to do now?
This time, rather than hitting, I'm going to, fluidly go and grab one of the other ones, and I'm going to hang him up on the light post.
Gotcha.
We'll deal with you later.
So
ability roll.
4.
Okay,
So,
4 is my ability roll.
Okay. Oh, so 4 is
Activation.
your
Activation. Yes.
That's okay. And your attack?
My attack. 5 plus it's a hand-to-hand, so that's 10.
10. That's awesome. So 3, 4. Starting 4 plus. What did you roll to attack? Sorry, what was your dice roll?
I rolled a 5 on the die.
Okay. He rolled a 4, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what was your total? I'm sorry.
10.
It jumped out on me there. So so you hit by 2. So you grab him and you're gonna put him up under the light pole. Well, that sounds reasonable. It's the closest guy here that's in combat with Galaxy Girl.
No,
Or the one in the back.
The one in the back that is about to engage people.
And I think you have attack. You can definitely do that here when we find you.
Oh, what does accurate do for me? I forgot to double check that when we started.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, if I miss, I get to hit a roll again. Okay, I forgot to be doing that.
For hand to hand, you get another shot at attack. Ooh,
We know he's up there.
He's too heavy for the.
Yep, we know he's up there.
He's good. He's good. He's up there kicking his feet.
Yep.
So you put him up there, and that's an effective flopping of one of the guys up there. Jerry got Mechanier. He blasted and missed the first guy, and now he sees the goat that has stumbled out and is sort of blinking into the night.
I'm gonna try helping Galaxy Girl
Yes.
with her opponent. So my activation roll is a 4.
Very good.
And going to fire my blaster at him.
All right, give me a blaster shot.
Okay, got a 6 altogether.
Awesome. Okay, I got a 2 plus For 6, 5, because he's not aware of you. So he's so you hit him by 1 point. So it blasts, it's going to blast him back away from Galaxy Girl, but it's whittling him down. So he's taken a point of damage from you. Now with Mechanier, with your jury rig, there's things you can do with those powers. Like you could use. You could use your your Guns of Blazing Again if you still have that. But jury rig itself, just to give you an update on what that does, because I don't think it's written on the sheet there. But you
I read up on it, but you need a 9, and I'm rolling too bad right now.
Yeah. So what you could do is you could use it to enhance power. So for example, if you wanted to give yourself 2 ranks of blast, that would do +3 damage. And what I could have you do, I know a lot of games do this, kind of let you retrofit things, or retcon things. If you wanted, you could say that on your way to this docks, because there was some time there that you had, that you could use your jury rig by taking 6 to enhance your blast, if that's something you wanted to do.
Well, I had an idea I wanted to do with it.
Okay.
Because since we know that there's going to be a summoning,
right?
I saw that jury rig also lets you create a temporary power for the issue.
That's right.
And so I was going to see if I could create like a nullification ray, so I could disrupt the summoning spell that they're doing.
Yeah, there's another issue power called the spell that removes all effects of 1 panel issue power for the remainder of the encounter. And that would be a good example of that.
Well, you also have nullify, right?
Right, which knocks down the power as well. Yes, essentially shuts down the power for the encounter. But so you could definitely do that as well. Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, you just have to focus on what power you're shutting down. If that makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So, and is that a hand-to-hand or a ranged version of Nullify that you're using? We're going to set up. You kind of.
It would be range. It would be range, so I can fire. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, it's some sort of like tactic blast or something that you modify your blast at some point. Sounds good. Just wanted to give you that opportunity, because sometimes we forget about that power when we're playing. So
no,
awesome.
I saw that the ability check was 9, so I figured I'd probably blow it.
Yeah, it's not on the fly, so if you wanted to switch it around, that's how you would do it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can also use a PowerPoint to add 3 points to any roll.
Oh, okay. Do I have any PowerPoints, or?
You have 1 hero point. Yeah, sorry, 1 hero point.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think all of you have 1. Alice now has 2, and Paul now has 2 as well. Has 2. Sorry, 2. Because Galaxy Girl's lucky.
Okay, so should I go ahead and roll for that, or?
No, you won't need to roll. I'll just assume you're going to be able to do it on your way, taking 6. So no worries. Okay.
Okay.
So you blast and you do a bit of damage to Galaxy Girl's opponent there, helping her out a little bit. Musketeer, what are you going to do?
So who just got blasted?
The one beside you, who's facing off on Galaxy Girl.
Oh, and are they still retreating inside?
It appears they want to. The goat came out, and it looks like it's kind of like saying you're going to have to stay and fight kind of thing.
Okay. I rolled a 4 to activate. I want to go, because I have disengage. Can I move to start to cut them off also, to stand with Vincent Van Gogh?
Sure, you could since your opponent has been knocked unconscious, you could definitely go over and attack the goat or approach the goat.
No, I don't want to attack the goat. I just want to similarly keep them from getting back inside.
Gotcha.
A giant walking through the background. A giant.
I know, I've seen that.
That's
and And then
Okay.
I will similarly lash out as I spring around this guy, ducking and weaving amidst blows and all. I will lash out with my rapier against them. So
You could do that. So I'll just move it a little closer so you can see a little better what's going on here. Yeah, you can also see I had a standing cup over there. It's a standing cup popcorn maker things. Okay. I think that's the closest a standing cup's going to come to Toronto.
Alright, so should I make my acrobatics check for bouncing around just around him basically to get around?
Essentially, yeah. Give me an acrobatics roll.
So that is a 6 on the die.
On your acrobatics?
Yep.
That's excellent. Okay, so you get there with no hassles, and you want to attack the guy that's right at the door that you can barely see, but he's there.
I want to attack the guy that they're grouping up on.
Who's trying to get back in the building, essentially, that the goat has come out.
Okay, that's who was just getting shot.
No, but he's right beside you, so you can attack him, no problem.
Okay, that's who I'm attacking, is the one that was just shot. So I will lash out. So that is a 5, 8, 10, and then what does the 6 on the acrobatics check get me?
Oh, 6.
Natural 6.
Yeah, 6. What was your total acrobatics? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I think 13.
14. So that gives you a plus 3.
Okay.
Sorry,
So 8, 11, 13 is my 2-hit roll.
Oh, okay. His defensive roll is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you hit by 4. So you do 4 plus 1 with sword. So 5 points of damage. And he had only 5 left. And fails his ability check. And he's at perfect 0, he's down. Now you can roll a 6 once you go below 0 health to see if you are walking wounded. And you can basically keep going at -1 on all rolls. But if you roll, he failed. So, and Alice's target is just pasted up against the wall. So that wasn't going to happen there. Okay.
Villains that follow the path of sorcery, and we are here. You should despair and surrender.
Well, that's Galaxy Girl's turn now.
Okay.
So your target has been cut down by Mechaneer, but behind you is a goat, and it stinks.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to wrangle this goat if I can.
Okay. What's your best goat wrangling strategy?
I guess she's probably gonna try to grab it by the horns. That seems to be the handles that nature gave it. So
that sounds like a great tagline. The handles that nature gave it. Give me an activation roll and then give me an attack.
a 1.
So you're thinking a little long, but you do get a chance to attack at -1. So
Okay. Did we determine we want to attack this goat? Is that the general consensus here?
she kind of
Why
looks
would
around.
we attack an innocent goat?
Yeah. She doesn't want to attack it. She really just kind of wants to restrain it to see what's going on with this goat.
Gotcha. We've got Mighty through the 2 ranks of Mighty, so you usually restrain most things.
Cool.
So,
I got 3 ranks of mighty. Yeah.
Yeah. So give me an attack just to grab its horns.
Sure. And this is at a -1, right?
At a -1.
Yeah. Okay. It's a 4 plus 3 is -1 is 6.
Okay. That's awesome because I have rolled a 2 plus 3 is 5. So you grabbed it by 1.
Cool.
And
So-
your whole
Yeah. Galistro grabs it and says, "Where are you goaded?"
you look into its eyes.
Cool.
And you see that it seems to be this orange glow, which seems not to exist. A color that does not seem to exist in this world. And your alien eyes seem to register it as all the colors.
Cool. She hasn't seen. She says, "I haven't seen that color since Azadan."
And you really haven't, because it's not a color of this earth.
Cool.
All right. So that was Galaxy Girl. Bad Dog is going to climb that building. Oh, Bad Dog like.
I believe it.
Okay, I get a 2 for my activation.
Yes. So that would give me basically an ability check to climb up.
All right.
I don't see that.
I roll a 6. If I get to add my stunts, that'll give me a 12.
That's brilliant. You want to just crash right through the window?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you essentially just run up the side of the building as best you can, and you're right through the window. The window just
Parkour.
Parkour. And yeah, the window just shatters in. I just want to see what's inside this building. I haven't looked inside this building in a while. So sometimes I leave my setups inside buildings, and then I discover like all kinds of like furniture. Oh, okay. I just have my walls. So there you go.
Ooh.
So we'll get you in here. Don't worry.
And then I'll sniff.
All right. Well, it smells like an abandoned. It smells like an abandoned office to an old factory that probably was abandoned sometime in the 70s. So you're just inside. So that's awesome. Then, much to everyone's chagrin, the goat does not seem to like being restrained. The goat wants its freedom, and but it gives Galaxy Girl a look that Galaxy Girl instantly recognizes as pure evil.
Oh, cool. All right.
But before the goat can act, Nathaniel comes running with his sword, and he's going to attack the goat with a swording roll here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be very sordid.
Stop, villain!
Well, he attacks, and he rolls horribly. So your scream has made him look up at you, and he swings the goat, which is being restrained by Galaxy Girl. So
yeah, but goats can kick back, right?
Yeah. The goat, however, because it is currently restrained, it does go against Galaxy Girl, but it's not moving to escape. It's moving to get out of the way. It rolls 4, so Nathaniel glances up and looks and just misses the goat, and kind of looks over at Grail and says, "What is your problem?"
Galaxy Girl says, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure this goat is an evil goat. Is that a thing? Was there an evil Vincent Van Gogh?" That's all her commentary. She doesn't answer that question.
There's really no answer to that.
Yeah.
You can't answer that.
Does Nathaniel successfully dispatch the goat?
Nathaniel glanced up at you and totally missed the goat. Missed the goat by 2, in fact. However, the goat does have counterattack. Of course, all goats have counterattack. And
Love it. That's awesome.
He hits him with 2, but he does a +4 damage. So 6 points of damage to Nathaniel. Nathaniel has a force field, takes off 3 points of that damage. So he's lost half of his health, and rolls a 3 + 3 is 6. So it knocks the wind out of him, but he just sort of doubles over and kind of cries a little because he just got like kicked by a goat.
Yeah,
which is not fun. I've had my shorts chewed by a goat, and that was not good because it would not let go. Okay, petting zoo stories, huh? So that's Nathaniel. The goat itself does not like being held by Galaxy Girl. It's a free goat, so it's going to try to hit Galaxy Girl.
Yep.
Okay. So it's got an ability to.
Since I'm holding on to this, I assume I can't dodge, right? Or can I?
You could let go. You could let go.
I'd rather hold on to it and just accept the damage.
Okay, so if you're gonna hold on to it, you can't use your ability, but you can still roll.
Sure.
And if you have elusive or anything like that, I don't know what your defense is.
Vulnerable. So I'm just my Galaxy Girl's plan here is to just like soak the damage and hold on to the goat.
That's a very Galaxy Girl way to approach things. Cool. Yes. So roll a d6. Don't add your ability because you're holding.
Sure. I got a 3, just a straight 3.
Okay, I got a 2. So my total is a 4. So hit you with 1.
Okay.
It does a total of 5 points of damage.
Oh, so I do need to use my invulnerable.
Yeah, I'd roll your invulnerable.
Which is a 3. Do I get to have my ability?
Yes. So it's an ability check. So you got a total of 6. Total of 6.
If I can, then I can ignore 6 points of damage. If not, then I'm going to be taking 2.
That's right. You ignored the 6 points of damage. So
okay, cool.
So it did 5 points, and making a successful ability check. She's tough. She's not of this earth. She's made of strong stuff. That Galaxy Girl. And that last guy, that's currently behind Musketeer, steps in and he yells, "Master!" Okay. So Bad Dog, just down a flight of stairs that you see in there, you can hear this yell, this person yell, "Master," and you immediately think it's you, or maybe you're Master because you're a dog.
Yeah, he's a bad dog. Does he even have a master?
No, bad dogs don't have masters.
Yeah.
All right. So, actually, there's no bad dogs, only bad masters. So, let's be honest.
That's true.
Everybody nods. Yeah.
All right. So, I think we're back up to Alice. So, Alice, what are you going to do? You've successfully put the guy on the top up there, and he's just sort of hanging on for dear life. He drops his scimitar.
At this point, I'm quite certain Nathaniel's one of the bad guys, so I'm going to attack Nathaniel.
Got it.
And the way that he's been going, I don't think I'm pulling my punch on him.
Perfect. So you turn, and Nathaniel is, standing over here by the goat, and you are going to essentially attack. So
activation roll 3.
How are you going to attack him?
So I'm not trying to kill him, but I want to disable him, and he seems like a lot more powerful than the the cultists we're dealing with. So he's still holding on to that crown royal bag, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
That seems to be the source of his power. So I'm going to actually cause a directed tidal wave, and I'm going to wash that bag out of his hands and into the waterfront behind me.
Gotcha. So you can basically suck it into the water.
Yep, into me, and then throw it into the waterfront behind me. So
you're attacking it at -1 because it's a disarm.
Okay.
So he has a 3, 4, and I'll let you make your attack.
I have a 9 after my negative.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so he got a 3.
I rolled a 5 on the die. I get a +5, so that becomes +4.
Okay. That's good. I rolled a 2, so that gives him a 5. So you hit him by 4. So easily, you take the bag out of his left hand, and it just sweeps away behind you into the waterfront. And he kind of looks at it and looks at you and says, "If I'm going to have to control you, I guess I'm going to have to control you." He looks a little put out, but that was a very successful disarm. And now we have Mechaneer. who's been blasting away. What are you going to do? There's a goat here that's struggling. It seems to be a goat, but it looks a little tougher than the average goat. It seems to be putting up with a lot more. And the one guy who is at the door, he's actually in the door now. So the only other person that's still out here is the guy that's hanging by the lamppost.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and blast the guy by the lamppost.
Gotcha. Up in the top there? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's up hanging up on top because that's where he was deposited. Here he is.
So my activation roll is 5.
Great.
And then my first blaster.
Now, because he's just hanging on, he won't be able to use his abilities. So I'll just
So
roll.
I got a 7 total.
Oh, okay. So you're just rolling out against a regular d6 roll. I roll a 4. So hit by 3 points. So you blow him off the lamppost, and he hits the ground unconscious. Rolling nastily. Keep rolling 2s for these guys. So he throws down the stairs, basically. Boom, 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 boom. And has a horrible time hitting the ground. So that was a very effective blast combo. All right. Good teamwork. Actually, you guys are a good team. Like, you're working well as a team. I think that's very impressive. That's Mechanier Musketeer. The goat is still like kicking and trying to do the damage. I was going to move this guy because he went inside.
So, with Grail, disarming and then all this talk of, control you and such, I am going to go ahead and take a jump up onto the wall, bounce off of that, and then leap down at Nathaniel.
Sounds like a plan. So you're going to do your acrobatic stunt roll as you bounce off the wall.
Yep. So activate. Got a 3. Acrobatics, got a die on the floor. Acrobatics is also a 3, so 6, so 9, so 10.
So you get a +2 on your attack.
Okay. And then attacking, I have got a 2, 5, 7. I'm not using the sword right now because I'm more trying to grapple him again. So
Sure.
I think I'm only at the 7.
Give him a shoulder into the ground there. So you got 7 total?
Yep.
And you rolled a 2, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay. His defense roll is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So what was your total again?
7.
And so you basically slam into him, and he takes a step forward. So it bounces off, and he takes a step away from the goat. Boom. Okay.
Cool.
And he kind of looks at you and he says, "Troublesome rat! We could be too late. The dark hoof could be summoned." Okay, so Galaxy Girl.
Okay. I've got the goat, and she's going to turn to her friends or to Musketeer and say, "What should I do with this? This is worse than the time I had to wrestle the Nebula goat."
Talk soothingly and feed it cloth. Anything that it'll digest. Keep your hands away from its mouth.
You're still holding horns,
Yeah.
and this goat is
So she's gonna give a look to Nathaniel, try to kill this thing, and decide that's probably not a great idea. Even though this thing is evil. Okay, so this is something she didn't try before, but maybe this time she can just get the goat out of range. She's again going to try to just fly straight up, holding onto this goat.
Gotcha. All right, so just give me an activation roll, and you can start flying.
3.
So you could fly 15 inches up, straight up in a spiral.
Will do.
You disappear into the red sky, and the goat is not pleased with this, and is not very intelligent, and so he is going to squirm and try and get away from you.
Cool.
So he makes an ability check plus a level of mighty, and you get to make a d6 roll and add your ability and whatever levels of mighty you have as well.
Okay, so I've got 3 in mighty and 3 for my abilities. So it's a total of a bonus of 6 plus 2 is 8.
Excellent. He got a total of 6. So he squirms and squirms, but you just go all the way up with him. He doesn't get loose. Doesn't not get loose. He just goes straight up.
She says,
And,
hang on, I'm trying to save you.
and there's a distant bleat as it goes. Ah!
Cool.
Okay. And then that dog. This is really happening. You're inside the building. There's a door there in the old offices, and the carpet has that dusty, disintegrating linoleum smell.
All right, I roll 6 to activate,
Excellent.
and I'm going to make a quick search of the area, try and find if I can find like the ritual components or anything that these doom cultists are using to activate their magic to see if I can disrupt that.
Gotcha. Well, as you enter you're in this room. There's a door that's closed. You open up the door.
Yeah.
You just open it up, and there's sleeping bags on the floor, and Pop-Tart containers, wrappers strewn
Nice.
everywhere, and big 2-liter bottles. What do you call them there in the States? It's big plastic bottles, because they're 2-liter bottles.
Call 2-liter bottles.
Okay, Mountain Dew. I don't know. It's all metric here. And just you essentially have this bachelor pad lifestyle happening where these
Looks like home.
have been camping out. Yeah, looks like home. You immediately curl up in one of the least sweatiest backpacks. Yeah. So the get to is there is a set of stairs leading down, and you can hear footsteps run by below.
Okay, he grabs a Pop-Tart for a quick burst of energy and heads downstairs.
Gotcha. You get to the base of the stairs, and you catch a glimpse of a red cloaked man who kind of glances over his shoulder at you and disappears down a flight of stairs.
I chase him like a dog, just barking and howling. I am harrying him.
Okay. Well, he is indeed. He's indeed moving a little faster, and you're moving a little faster as you get down to the stairs there. So everyone else outside here, that was Bad Dog. Thank you. You're in there. The goat is going to try another attempt to squirm his way out of the hold here.
Yeah.
Okay? I got a 1. So
Okay.
he curls up and enjoys the ride.
Yeah, all right. Cool. Do I need to roll or?
Don't worry about it. That one's a failure. You
Yep.
got him. He's fine. And I think that is the extent of the remaining bad guys. So we're going to go back up to Grail. And
I'm gonna power wash the goat.
You know, I didn't do Nathaniel, but Nathaniel just kind of waiting and watching you. And he said that he might have to control you, but he doesn't do anything. He just kind of looks at you, and he just kind of slowly and deliberately just starts walking towards the water. It looks like he's gonna go get his bag.
Okay. Have fun swimming for his bag.
The sword is just kind of like dragging behind him in a kind of like a sad Charlie Brown walk, like you can hear. He's not so happy, but anyway.
I'm going to power wash the poor goat because, as I understand it, he's covered in all sorts of ritualistic stuff. And so I don't think that, he's an evil goat, but it's more that he's being, used. So I'm going to power wash him.
I I flew up and away with him. I don't know how far I am, but
Oh, okay.
You're 15 inches away, so that would I think essentially put him at long range for Alice's power washing.
leaving. Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of picturing that you've got him held like this, so I've got a perfect angle to come up and a geyser him is my intention.
He'll be at -1, and he can't use his ability because he's being held. So.
Okay. Also, I'm actually going to activate an issue power for this power wash.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your issue power?
Guns a-blazing.
So. Okay.
Wash off this ritualistic gunk, and hopefully this will, mess with the ritual and such like that.
Gotcha. Give me an attack.
Sure. So my activation roll first. I rolled a
Yes, sir.
6.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I rolled that's cock, so I need to re-roll that because I was like, that's a 5 or a 6. That's a 5 on my
Alright.
die.
Okay. So give me a regular attack roll. You're at -1.
Oh, no, that
So-
was my attack roll on the 5.
Gotcha.
The 6 was the activation.
Oh, got it. So you had a +1, so it came down instead of.
So it evens out.
That's a 1 hit. So give me another attack.
Okay.
Your guns are blazing. And I'm going to give you a special effect. You're noticing that as this soot and oil and chalk and whatever else they put on it is coming off, that the goat is squirming less
Okay.
and it's becoming more docile. So give me
Okay.
another attack.
Drowning it. It's gonna die.
Okay. I rolled like a 1. So what did you get?
I rolled a 3 on my die on my second attack.
Hit. So it's another hit.
Okay.
And because it's guns a-blazing, there's no negative. So I'm just going to make a roll. Oh, the goat comes to its senses. It had been possessed or somehow enchanted by this ritualistic stuff on it, and your second attack managed to wash the rest of it off.
Okay.
Woo!
So Galaxy Girl, you notice the goat, the eyes change color back to the regular creepy orange,
Yep.
and it
Pew, pew,
looks
geyser.
a little confused. Like, why am I flying up in the air?
It's probably panicking about being in the air now.
Well, right now it's just sort of like relieved not to be possessed by this evil spirit. So,
Good point.
Cool.
all right. So it's you're holding on to it. It just sort of relaxes in your arm.
Hang on.
And-
At this point, I'll say to you're flying up nearby, Grail, or
Not so much. It's more that I've extended my body up, so I'm pulling water from
I
the
see.
port, and the water from the ocean nearby, and I'm geysering up. So I'm still grounded, but I have this mega geyser, and I actually had one more attack on that because Guns a-Blazing gives me 3. But as long as this goes nice and clean, that was my whole purpose.
That would do it. The second attack managed to do it. I made a roll, and it was an
Awesome.
to do it. So yeah, it's sort of like a Capri Sun commercial there. Okay. All right, Mechaneer. I almost called you McKellar. It looks like I wrote down McKellar here. Mechaneer, you are obviously right there beside Grail as Grail washes this off, and this guy, the last remaining cultist, ran back inside. Are you going to follow?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so give me an activation roll, and you can head on in.
Okay, I rolled a 1.
A 1. All right. Well, you have you could kick that into a 2 to kind of go for a run. So you're kind of watching this happen, and you go, "Yay, clean goat!" And then you basically run to the door here. So we should run here. You run into the door. Okay. All right. Musketeer.
I'm gonna head in. I'm gonna look over at Grail. Are you doing well, my 5-flavored lady?
Well, what a charming knight you are. Yes, I'm doing quite well, thank you. The goat seems
Then away! And I'm gonna run after Mechaneer.
Okay. All right. Give me an activation roll.
I got a 1 too.
Oh, well, all this observation of the goat washing. I mean, who wants to miss that? First of all,
Power washing a goat.
washing a goat. How many times has that happened in your city? So you're like right beside him.
You
running.
really are heroes, you guys.
Meanwhile, inside, I think we're. Oh, Galaxy Girl, you're flying with the goat.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, I'll totally put the goat down on top of a building that has a tall enough ledge that I feel like he won't be tempted to jump off.
That's a goat. That's impossible.
You played Goat Simulator, haven't you?
Well, I actually had 2 goats.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so yeah, they're not big jumpers in my experience. They like to play jump, but not escape jump.
So you go. So you
How's my
landed
bleeding
on
goat? How's my bleeding in comparison to the real goat?
Yes, you landed on the rooftop here that has a little ledge around it. There you go. And
yeah, and she'll say, you wait here. I'll be back for you later.
the goat looks at you and give me an ability check.
Yep. 6. So
Okay. You could swear that the goat said thank you.
Aw.
So that's your heart just melts, and there's like
Yeah,
little hearts above your head.
Big time.
All right, and then we're down to Bad Dog, who's in the building, who's running, and you run down the stairs, and you see this flash of red turn, and this guy holding the sword says, "You shall not get into this sacred area."
Okay. My activation roll is 4,
Okay. Maybe you will.
and I am going to barrel through him. I'm not going to try to get around him. I'm not going to try to get him out of the way. I am going through him.
Well, let's see what we can do with that. Let me just move my microphone here. There we go. For some reason, my headset got all tangled up in real world problems. Okay, so base of the stairs, you get to this area. Some of you seem less familiar. And he is here. You are here. Let me see if I can get this to work for you. Can you see that?
Yep.
I'm not near the.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a little out of focus, but yeah, that works.
All right, gotcha. So yeah, he stops at the stairwell, turns around, and in the gloom underneath the few bare light bulbs that are still flickering, he stands there and he's going to try and stand off. So I'll let you activate.
All right. Like I said, I rolled a 4 for activation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm using all the velocity that I built up running after this guy, and I'm just going right through him.
Gotcha.
Huh?
What was your total movement? Sorry.
You don't see my movement.
Oh, roll a d6. That was your activation, so that was your.
Okay. Well, I roll a 6.
6. That's perfect. Sorry about that. I know you said that. I
Well,
forgot.
I rolled a 4. I rolled a 4 for my activation. I rolled a 6 for going through.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a defensive roll here because I think you can just scoot right past him with a 6. Let me just roll. I rolled a 1, so that's a critical. So you just go over. His sword goes clattering. He hits the ground hard. Boom. And you get to the stairs. So you're right where you are, right there. That's very indicative of what's going on at the moment. And then that is his turn, because you're the end of the heroic phase. He gets a 4. So he stands up and picks up his sword and says, "Hey!" And that's all he can do. That's all he can do. It's kind of a Monty Python moment there. But that's pretty much all he can do is he turns around as you start running up the stairs.
Okay.
All right. And I just want to see if there's anybody else here. No. The goat seems pleased and thankful, but otherwise seems to be just like the goat. So
Yeah.
The evil seems to have lifted. Evil.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm good to leave him here and promise I'll be back later. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna fly back and fly towards Musketeer because the two of us are like the unbeatable duo. So
All right, we'll keep that in mind. Alice, what are you going to do? You're over here.
I'm gonna go inside the building, and I'm gonna go through the doorway, go inside the building, and start searching for Bad Dog. See if I can help.
Okay.
Because I de-evilize the goat.
I believe that because you have no further targets outside, that you are able to take 6. So I'm going to get you to the door, and you step in the door.
Okie dokie.
That makes
And
sense.
I'm gonna look inside and look for Bad Dog.
Well, you could hear this. Hey, bad dog making bad dog noises. And so we're back to Mechaneer. So Mechaneer, Grail comes running and gets into the doorway. Did you want to go in as well? You can take
Yes, I
6. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to let you run in, and you can hear this horrifying dog-like noise down the stairs. So you assume that it's probably going to be Bad Dog. So I'll let you run, and you get to the top of the stairs for this round. Okay. So you're in there as well, and getting to Musketeer. Unless there's something else that you wanted to do, Mechaneer?
No.
Okay, sounds good. And Musketeer, what are you going to do?
I am going to continue to try and use my super senses to track down where the trouble is.
Okay, give me an ability check.
Sure. Activate.
Because there
Is
could be a fishing
4.
danger.
And I have a 3, so 6 plus whatever the super sense bonus is.
Bonus. Okay, so that's perfect. So yeah, you everything seems to be inside here. Everyone seems to be going on the right track, and you would basically get to the bottom of the stairs and see Bad Dog if you wanted to go in.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up. Bad Dog seems to, have skipped the fight out there and going for its own stuff.
Got it. So you run down the flight of stairs, and you see you're in this sort of you kind of recognize this place from past when you arrived here. This is you're coming home. All right, Galaxy Girl.
yeah,
You're up on the rooftop. Are you going to fly down and go in?
yeah, absolutely. I'll fly after Musketeer.
You can basically get right beside where Musketeer is because you can take 6 and just
Yeah, I totally will.
fly like you just whirl past everybody else and kicks up all the dust.
Yep.
All right, Bad Dog. I'll get back to where you are here. You can see that you're not alone. You've got some assistants here. Whoops. Let me get this out of the way. Sorry about that. You can see some assistants here who are arriving. Looks like Musketeer and a very newly arrived Galaxy Girl. What are you going to do?
You might want to drop that sword, or my hat's gonna bite you on the ass.
Okay. You can try and intimidate him if you want. Yeah, Bad Dog can be pretty intimidating. Give me a D6 activation.
I roll a 2 for activation.
All right. So give me a sort of an intimidation roll here as you're growling at him. So it's ability plus Well, I think
Yeah, I don't really have any skills that'll help with this.
not for this. No. So we just growl at him.
So
All right.
adding ability, that'll be a total of 8.
All right. So he needs to get an 8 to win. So he's got a 2 ability, 2, and he's got nothing to save. So he rolls a 1. So he drops his sword. He drops his sword immediately.
Good choice, Stray.
All right. Wow, that worked. So, you he does what you tell him. He's a little intimidated to say the least. But that's all he can do because he just stands there. He's not going to do anything offensive towards you. In the distance, just everybody who's down here. We're going to start with the Grail in a second. But everybody who's down here, give me an ability check to see what you can hear ahead of you.
5.
3.
6 with super senses.
5, but no super senses.
Beck and you, what did you end up getting?
I got a 3.
3, okay. So 3 plus your ability, so 3, 6, yeah. So if there's anything to hear, you're going to hear it. If you rolled a 6 or higher total, you had your ability plus your d6 roll. However, it's dead quiet. The only thing that you heard was this back and forth between Bad Dog and the cultist. It's quiet. Not like last time you were down here where there was, distant chanting. All right. So we go to Grail. That's who we go to. You're still in the hallway upstairs. What are you going to do? Take 6 and head down?
Yes, take 6 and head down.
Gotcha. So you head down the stairs, and I'm going to get you down to there. Let me just get that organized here. Perfect. So you arrive, and you see your friends are here, and there is an unarmed cultist who is standing looking at Bad Dog, and Bad Dog is sneering at him in his best Wolverine pose. All right. So that's what you do. Mechaneer.
Mm-hmm. So where am I at now?
You're just at the top of the stairs. What do you call it? Grail just went past you. You can head down, and you can actually get right to the stairwell that you can see there. There is a cultist who is unarmed that is standing there. Otherwise, it seems very quiet. So what is that going to do?
I'll go past the cultist and go to the stairs.
Yeah, you join Bad Dog on the stairs here. So you get to right here at taking 6. And I'll put you up on this stuff. Okay. All right. So, and you listen up ahead. And again, you've been here before. It's really quiet down here. Okay. Musketeer. Now, do you want to take 6? You don't seem to see any opponents. It's like this guy has basically given up.
Where's Nathaniel?
Well, Nathaniel went to the water to get his Crown Royal bag. And that was the last anyone saw him.
I'm going to head back towards where I last saw him.
Okay. So you turn around and you head up the stairs and you just sort of step out into the evening. And you look over towards the docks. And but you don't see anybody out there. You can hear a distant sound of a goat bleating, but that's about it. You sort of stepped out here, and you look over to the docks there. You don't see anybody, and you just hear the distant sound of the buoy bells kind of dinging.
I'm going to see if I can track him down and spend some time on that.
Gotcha. So I'll get back to you next round. Okay, so you're just standing out here having a look-see. Galaxy Girl.
Yeah. So she'll say, "What's going on here? Have any of you people seen Abraham Lincoln?"
Okay. Well, you're in the sort of rusted out basement of a steel mill here.
Yeah.
But you don't seem to see any indications of a anthropomorphic Abraham Lincoln analog.
Okay. So she'll there's just this one cultist, right? But he's like
just
not,
standing there. He's keeping an eye on Bad Dog because Bad Dog is still kind of sneering at him. And, even though Mechaneer went past him, he's just kind of like, he's a little nervous about what Bad Dog's capable of.
So Galaxy Girl will just kind of like float there and say, "Wait, so is that it? Do we win?" And she'll wait to see if these guys have an answer, because right now she doesn't want to go like barreling into anything immediately. If nothing comes up pretty soon, she'll definitely go barreling into something. But
Gotcha. Well, speaking of barreling into things immediately, Bad Dog, what are you going to do?
Where's Mason? Shouldn't he be here?
Galaxy Girl kind of looks to her left and realizes that the anthropomorphic rat has also left, or muskrat has also left.
So she says, "Hold on, Musketeer must have gone after him." And she'll fly out to go check on him.
Okay. Bad Dog, what are you going to do?
All right, he's going to grab the cultist by the scruff of his robes.
Yep.
And drag him into where he didn't want me to go.
Gotcha. So you haul him up the stairs and onto this sort of railed balcony. And down below, there is a darkened room. Let me see a wall, which some of you may remember from our prelude. And you look down, and you can see that there is a magical symbol of some sort scrawled into the metal, maybe scratched into the metal. So it's kind of like the rust has been removed and reflective and shiny. And so yes, that was taking your 6 to get up there. Oh, there is a table sitting on the not sitting, but at the edge of the room, and it appears to have all kinds of like a punch bowl and some treats. Looks like they've really done it up nice. Right up there. Just a nice little table.
The magic circle look like
little
it's
snacks, little craft table.
glowing or anything.
Looks like most of the sandwich tray is gone. Okay. And the guard, the cultist just kind of like glances around. Sorry.
Does the magic circle look like it's doing anything?
No,
Glowing,
it's just
active, or it's just sitting there.
It's just sitting there. So the summoning circle, it's on the floor. There's like crystals and candles that are arranged, but the candles are unlit. There's just this odd quiet in the room. And you can hear, if you could hear anything, you could probably hear the cultist's heart beating because he's terrified of you. And you've got him by the scruff of the robes there.
All right, tell me what's going on, or else this is going to get real bad.
The dark hoof. The dark hoof is to be summoned.
Your goat?
We were to stop you. We are on the path of doom.
Last thing I need is more doomsday cultures. Things are bad enough in the world as it is.
And as you say that, he kind of looks around frantically and he says, I can't explain. This should be. This was to happen now. Okay.
Well, I don't see anything, so it looks like your prophecy day is not today. Maybe you should try the next one. What 2000 didn't work, 2012 didn't work. What's the next one? The guy who says the asteroid is going to hit us in a few days.
Okay. He goes, I didn't know about the asteroid. All right, Alice. Grail,
Yes.
Grail, you're at the end of the hall there. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm gonna run in and look for a ritual area, and whatever ritual we're supposed to stop.
You kind of arrive and look over the edge, and you see this.
Question:
Yes.
Do I feel any other elements other than the metal? Do I feel the water in the pipes in this building, or is it dry?
There is some liquid because it's
Any fire in the furnace and such like that? Do I feel that?
The candles are out,
Okay.
so there's no fire, but water, metal, definitely.
Okay. So the majority of me is metal. My hair is water right now. Then.
Gotcha. Yeah, you come up there and you look over, and that's what you can do. Mechaneer, you are in that hall.
I don't know how much weight that supports, but I might be bending it or breaking it on us.
What is?
This platform we're standing on, I'm pure metal, like pure 100% metal. So I don't know how much weight it can support, but I might be bending or buckling it on us.
Gotcha. It's pretty rusty and old and rickety. So Alice, give me a d6 roll, and you want to roll hard.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so some of the supports buckle underneath you, and you hear like bolts go like rattling away, and the cultist hugs Bad Dog in fear. Why? And then kind of lets him go and goes, oh, adjusts his robes suitably. Mechaneer, what are you up to? You are halfway up the stairs. Taking 6 would get you right out here, but you could still do something.
So I'm going to pull out that detector I used earlier,
Yes.
and I'm going to try to detect if there's any like residual pieces of energy or anything in the room.
Perfect. Just give me an ability check. D6 plus your ability, and I'm giving you a +2 as well. So 5 plus a D6. Just don't roll a 1.
Okay, got a total of 9.
Oh, that's excellent. So yes, the readings are off the charts. Whatever magical energy or whatever energy this was, this extra dimensional energy, it's just this room is full of it. So this energy has surged. It seems to be like the actual magic circle. The power in that seems to actually be fading. It's high, but it seems to be kind of fading off, dropping off.
So like they've already finished what they've done.
It appears that would be a logical conclusion.
So it looks. So I let them know. It looks like whatever they were doing, they've already finished. It's too late.
Okay. The occultist says, praise the dark hoof. Okay. So Mechaneer, so your readings indicate that muskrat here, you are up here on the box.
Yep.
And you are. What are you going to do? Head over to the water?
I'm going to try and... Yeah, he was heading over to the water, so that's where I'm going to go first.
Yeah,
it has not been that long since we were out here. And I'm going to be trying to, pay attention, listen to for signs of his movement, basically.
Yeah. So you just run over to the dock, you hop up on the dock, and kind of look around. Not far from where you are, in fact, just on the other side of the dock here, you can see this, soaking wet Nathaniel rise up out of the water like some sort of sleeping leviathan. or just sort of a wet guy. And he kind of looks at it. Yeah.
I'm going to be
Look over
trying
and-
to hide from him and watch and see what's happening.
Gotcha. Give me a roll.
Sure. I've got a 9. That's a 6 on the die.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. No way. He missed. He does not see you. Roll a 2. So he steps up. You kind of. I'll let you jump onto the boat here. Kind of like hide yourself. You kind of duck down on the top of this tug here that's tied to the port. And as you you do that, you see him kind of like squeeze the bag out so that all the water's out of it, and he kind of like shakes it a bit, and he says, "Oh, nobody respects the mages anymore." Okay, he just seems like he's totally put out more than anything. All right, Galaxy Girl.
Yes. So I'm flying out, right? Or
Yeah, you come sailing out of here, and you can see that there's this guy.
Question.
Yes.
Galaxy Girl was in the room with where I was, right?
yeah, she
was.
last turn.
Okay, so as you're passing me, I'm gonna call out.
Yeah.
I'm a Coven Guard. Can I get a ride? From Galaxy Girl.
You're gonna give her a lift.
100%.
Okay. Actually, sorry, Alice. You were in the ritual room, and the Galaxy Girl was in the hallway towards the ritual. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, because if she was coming by me, that's what I'd call out. I'm a Coven Guard. Can I get a ride?
All right. Well, it looks like no, she was in the back room. Sorry about that.
No worries. Never mind then.
I just misinterpreted your location. So yeah, Galaxy Girl, you fly up and you see on the dock there's this Nathaniel's on the dock and he finishes wringing out the water. Roll a d6 to see if you spot.
Musketeer. I get a 5 plus 3 is 8. So I don't think so.
No, I think Musketeer, you rolled a 9, didn't you?
Yeah, and I had a 6 on it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, not a worries. Yeah, you're not spotted by anybody.
Sure. So Galaxy Girl will come out and say, "Hey, did you get your bag back? I already saved that goat, so no worries on that anymore."
Okay. He kind of looks up at you and he says, "What's wrong with you people? It used to be a day when the Coven Guard could step in and stop apocalypses from happening before they even started."
And Galaxy Girl says, "You don't need to thank us. We're happy to help."
Okay. He seems like totally put out. He's wet. He's uncomfortable. It's just not a good day for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Bad Dog. Speaking of having bad days.
Oh.
Well, Bad Dog, right? It's Bad Dog Day.
Days. Yeah.
Every bad dog has his day. You are, you're holding on to this guy who hugged you out of fear or happiness or something. I can't remember now. Anyway, he hugged you, and you're kind of looking down at this ritual space, and it seems to be pretty deserted. And Mechaneer seems to have indicated that whatever power or residual there is, it's fading off, which means that the magic has been used.
Well, I think whatever they did to their goat. And did you take care of the goat? Looking at Grail.
Yeah, I watched it, and all the bad stuff went away. I
All
watched
right.
the goat. The goat's all good now.
Yeah.
I dehumanized it.
Your doomsday is canceled. Bad cultist. Never let us catch you doing this again.
Okay. And as soon as those words come out of your mouth, you hear this otherworldly voice just kind of like ripple through the room, and almost like you can feel the vibrations of the voice. It sounds like metal scraping on metal. This otherworldly sound says, you. Ah, too late. Who man?
Oh, really? Show
And
yourself.
out of the darkness behind the craft table, you see a goat, but a bigger goat, slightly bigger goat, flanked by two other goats.
Oh no.
And this goat, instead of the creepy orange eyes, they're the color of nothing you've ever seen on this earth. This goat, his eyes are glowing an unearthly red. See if I can get him to focus. It's like I can't make him focus. Okay, so don't do it. Yeah, he's there. There he is.
Yeah, I got.
And he says, you are too late. Feel prepared to endure the full onslaught of Diaboligoat.
You summoned Gruffs. You summoned the three Gruffs. He throws the cultist at the goats.
Okay. You still get to attack. So give me an attack on the cultist here.
I rolled a 6.
You grab him, and you.
I hurl him at Diaboligoat.
Okay. So I rolled a 3, so he doesn't make his roll, so he just sent him flying. He crashes onto the crash table over here, and just takes it out. It just collapses. All the sandwiches are everywhere. The punch bowl is upended. It's a craftapalooza.
Bad dog. It's bad.
He's made a mess. The bad dog has made a mess again.
Wait, he rolled a 6, I think, on his die, on the natural 6 on the die, not 6 modified.
Yes.
No, but I rolled a 3. He rolled enough. It's fair enough. I'm going to give him that one. So yes, so he throws the cultist across the room there and hits the table. That's his action. So the goat emerges. These two goats walk up to him and begin to eat the sandwiches that have fallen. It's the goats. And Diaboligoat steps forward and radiates a wave of dread. So he has Intimidate using mind warping dread, this extra dimensional energy of the goat, essentially just radiates out towards you. So everybody, I have to make a roll for him. Let's see here. So for Intimidate, when you are actively trying to intimidate someone, it requires an attack roll, and the defenders who fail against this roll must flee for a number of panels. So it's like this mind warping fear or dread that he's filling you with as he steps forward. So he starts with a 3, no range modifier, so it's just 3 plus a d6. This is your target number. I got 4, so you each need a 7. If you can make a 7, Alice.
If it's an ability check, then yes, I made it on the dot. If it's an ability check.
Gotcha. So Alice, you made yours. Mechaneer, Jerry, how are you doing first?
I made mine.
Perfect. So you need a 7, yeah. And Bad Dog?
5 plus 3 is 8.
Woo!
Oh, he's scary, but he's not that scary yet. So yes, he stepped forward.
My bite is worse than your bark.
With this aura of menace that's rising out past him. And you three are still there, and we're back up to Grail. So Alice, what are you going to do?
So at this point, I'm going to walk up to him, bonk, 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 heavily, and then I'm not going to get all the way up to him right now, but I'm going to then stretch myself and pound into him. He's not covered in gunk, right?
Diaboligoat is not.
Okay, cool. He's just straight up this way he is. Okay, cool. So he's not something I can demobilize.
He is anointed, but he's not covered like the other goats. So So what I would need you to do.
Are the other two goats covered?
They are.
I'll power wash them then.
Okay. So why don't you give me an activation roll?
Sure. 4.
All right. Are you going to just stand there and just power wash them like the other goat?
Yep. I'll power wash the other two.
Okay, so if you're going to spread the attack, you'll be at a negative.
Okay.
If you want to attack regular one at a time, you'll just attack one at a time.
I'll attack one at a time. I'll power wash one at a time.
Gotcha. All right.
I
So
rolled a
just give me
5
an
on my die, so that is plus 5 on my hand-to-hand, so 10.
And I rolled a 4, so that's a 4, 5, 6, 7. If I'm not mistaken, 7. I got a 7. So what did you get total?
I got a 10 total.
Okay, so you hit him. So it's not totally off yet. Let me see. Nope. You're power washing him, but you have to do his health in points to actually, to get it all out of his fur. So, so you've got about halfway there with this attack.
Okay. Yeah,
Alright.
I will continue, and that totally makes sense with me right now because I'm also channeling, less water than I am metal. So sounds good. I'll keep doing it next round. I'm good. I'm done.
Sounds good.
Actually, hold on.
Works out.
I'll spend a hero point right now to try and channel
Sure.
more of that water. So add 3 to that, I
Now,
guess.
if you spend a hero point, you'll actually continue and push it, and it'll totally clean him out and knock him down. So
Yeah, I'll do that.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
So
let's do that.
he falls. Boom. Yeah, that worked.
Okay, cool.
So you were.
I de-evilized
pushing
another
it.
one, guys. The Akuma is up and washed away.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just gotta give him a good wash.
Yes, exactly. I'm done then.
Okay. And then we have Mechaneer.
Hey, so I'm going to use Guns a-Blazing.
Yes.
I'm going to fire 3 blasts at Diaboligo, and as I do, I'm going to have my helmet's amplifier, and Diaboligo's going to hear me laughing. I'm just going to be like Diaboligo. That's the stupidest name I've ever heard. And then I just start firing. I start firing at him, and as I do, I'm just saying, kind of under my breath, "Time to turn you into halal meat."
Okay. So you can definitely attack. You get 3 attacks on him.
I should roll my activation first, though, right?
Excellent. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I got a 5 on that.
Perfect.
So, okay, so for the first attack, I got 10 total.
What did you roll as on your dice?
I rolled 5, and then with the 5 bonuses,
Okay. His defensive roll, I rolled a 5. Now, when you roll the same number that somebody else rolls as an attack for a defensive roll, that means that something happens. Okay, you get a wild card effect. So there's a table that you roll on, and I can't believe this hasn't happened until now, but it hasn't. Where you will roll to see what the secondary effect of this attack is. Okay, but let's do the attack first. So your total was again
a 10.
And I got a 9, so we hit with 1. The first attack does hit. And how much damage did you do? Oh, 1 point, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Now he has invulnerable, so he is enough to absorb that damage or soak that damage. But you're doing 3 attacks, and roll 2d6 to see what the secondary effect of the wildcard effect is.
Okay. Okay, roll a 9.
All right. So that is a breakdown. So what happens is you have to roll a d6 and I roll a d6. And the secondary effect of this attack is that one item of gear is lost. And if he doesn't have an item of gear, he loses an ability for the rest of the issue. Diabolico doesn't have any gear. So if he fails this roll against you, he definitely loses. Okay?
Okay.
Give me a d6 roll. I got.
Okay, I got a 3.
Well, I got a 3 as well, so we got to roll off again. Sorry about that.
No problem.
No, it's dramatic, man. It's awesome.
Okay, got a 4.
Okay, I got a 2. So he doesn't have an ability. He doesn't have a viewpoint. So for this issue, he's going to lose one of his ability points. So he's acting at a disadvantage. So that blast may not have injured him, but it's disabled him somehow. Okay.
Okay.
So that's pretty awesome. And that was the first blast. Second blast.
Okay, I rolled a 1, and that gives me a total of 6.
6. Okay, he rolled a 2. Gives him a total of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the second blast just sort of like shoots up around him. It's like a slow motion, machine gun shot of everything flying up around him. And your third shot, because you're not done yet.
Total of 8.
8. Whoop. My dice ended up on the floor. Here, you try this
Oh,
one
boy.
again.
We win.
What did you roll? Your dice roll was
It was a 3, and then with the
Okay.
bonuses was
8, and I rolled a 2, and plus 4 is 6. So you hit by 2. So it's not going to damage him, but definitely that side effect was enough to hinder and hurt him a little bit. So that was pretty awesome. So you just like finish off, and your wrist blasters are glowing red from all the blasting. All right. So that was pretty awesome. And then we're down to Musketeer, Muskrat here is outside.
Yeah.
Hiding, because there is this very flummoxed Nathaniel talking to Galaxy Girl, and he's like, "Well, it's over anyway. It's too late. There's nothing we can do about it."
And she says, what do you mean? I already stopped the goat. And not just the nebula goat, this goat.
Okay. What are you doing there, Muskrat here?
Unless I'm hearing something, I'm going to continue to watch for a minute. Just make certain that Galaxy Girl is safe and see if he tries to reveal bad colors to us. But, as far as I know, everything's quiet inside.
Okay.
you hear my blast.
And, well, that is true. There is a sound of blasters. You do have enhanced senses, Muskrat here.
All right.
So before we go any further, make a check.
And he also would have heard the power washing because water against metal is very loud.
That is true.
So I have a 6 on plus super senses on the ability check.
Okay, you can definitely hear that there's some sort of commotion going on in the basement there because the door is still open, right? So yeah,
Okay.
there's some things and then you hear multiple blasts of Mechaneer's blaster.
All right. Then I'll take 6 and get out of here, heading back for there.
Okay, taking 6 won't let you be sneaky, but you can clamber and get to the door.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get there quick.
You scramble across, and then Nathaniel looks over and goes to Galaxy Girl, "Did you see the size of that rat?"
She says, Kitty?
So you look over your shoulder and see Muskrat here just disappear into the door.
Yep.
What are you going to do, Galaxy Girl?
She'll say, I know you said you were part of the Coven Guard, but my friends seem to think you're acting pretty shady. So what's going on here?
He holds up the amulet that he has.
Yeah.
And he says, "The sigil of Enki. It will dispel Diaboligote once and for all." But no, nobody wants that. Everybody wants to know what are everybody's motivations.
She says, well, yeah, of course. I mean, what if getting rid of Diaboligote is a bad thing? We need to know somebody's motivations.
Okay, he kind of looks at you like he's just sort of like talking to a child or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You just don't understand. You will never understand. Nobody will understand. Fine, let Diaboligo lay this place to waste."
She says,
I'm gonna make an ability roll because he's losing all hope here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's having a very down time here, a bad moment, and he's chewing the scenery with his moping. So he's just like, there's enough. That's enough. Okay. So bad dog. Oh, actually, Galaxy Girl, you gonna do anything?
Yeah. I mean, if he's not seeming particularly diabolical himself, she's gonna go back inside after Musketeer.
Okay. So I'll have you fly back towards the doorway.
Just take it or roll for it.
Don't need to roll. You just head back.
Okay, cool.
You disappear towards the door. Inside, we have Bad Dog, who is watching this, power washing of a goat happen. Some things you can't believe you say out loud, but that's what's happening. And what's he gonna do?
Okay, while she is taking care of the other goats, I am going to, since I'm one of the few other heroes here, I'm going to confront Diaboligoat. I roll a 6 to activate. I will launch myself off the platform.
Excellent. And you also have martial arts, Fist of Fury, and you have a death touch attack as well.
Yep.
Like a mirror strike.
I'm going to launch myself at him, opening up with Fist of Fury to hit him with as many strikes as I can.
All right. Why don't you give me a stunts roll, and that'll add to your movement.
Okay.
What did you roll? Activate 6. That's pretty good.
I rolled a 6 yeah.
So that'll get you right in front. But if you can push that by 1, you'll be able to get right in front of him and actually attack this round.
Okay. Let's see. Rolling the stunts is a total of 7.
All right. So you get a +1 with your stunts. Because you rolled out of your stunt roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but you also have +3 because you have stunts, right?
Yeah.
So 3 + 3 plus what you rolled. What did you roll?
I rolled a 2. I was taking the 2 plus 3 was my ability. Oh, sorry, that's the total of 8.
Total of 8. Okay.
Not 7.
So that'll give you a +1. Anyway, so you get right in front of him, and definitely you can make an attack roll on him. So let's do this, Bad Dog.
All right. So attack roll. That is a 7 to hit.
Okay, you got total. What would you roll on your dice?
4 plus my ability.
Okay. I like to know in case I roll a 4 too, right?
Okay.
So defensive roll. I got a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what did you get? 8.
Total was 7. 4 plus my ability of 3.
So you hit by 1, and your damage, your martial arts, and everything, you do +3 damage. So 4 points of damage, and his invulnerable does not work. But he also has some toughness, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he does. So he has a defense of 5. So you're going to have to exceed 5 points to actually damage him. So you hit him, but that's about it. So, but happily you hit him.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I was going for Fist of Fury here for 3 hand-to-hand attacks.
Okay. I'm gonna. He is going to see if I can do a magic roll for him here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 3. He's gonna cast a spell. He has ultimate power magic. He is gonna cast flaming horns, and so he's gonna light his horns on fire.
I don't like that.
Good.
Not so they spark and sputter, spark and sputter. Not this round.
What?
Magic roll. Nope.
What?
Not that.
Can't get it up.
This never happens, he says. All right. So that was Diabolico. The other goat starts pulling the cultist that you smashed on the table off the table so he can get to more of the food. So he just starts pulling him off, and that's all he can do. And the other goat's down. It's been power washed. It kind of gets up, kind of looks around, and it's kind of like, little innocent doe eyes. It's okay now. It's not a bad goat. It's actually an adorable goat, and you could do yoga with it if you wanted, if you really wanted. So that's all they can do. Diabolic Goat had his action. So we're back up to Grail. What is Grail? Grail is just pressure wash that goat. The other goat's behind the table there. What are you going to do?
Grail is going to hit the other one with a power wash as well.
Okay, now the other one, the table is damaged. So I'm going to give it a +1 to its defense because it's behind some cover there. So you're going to make an ability check, an activation roll.
Activation roll is a 5.
Excellent. And give me an attack roll. Because everything's all set up for this.
Attack roll is also a 5 on the d6. And I add 5 for hand-to-hand. You said I'm taking a -1, so that's 9.
A 9 total. And what did you roll the attack again?
A 5 on the d6.
Gotcha. Okay, I got a 3, 4, 5. What did you get total?
9 after my negative.
9?
Yep, after my -1, you said.
So you hit by 4.
Okay.
So just start hosing it down, and it's almost gone.
You're remembering that I get a +2 damage on my hand-to-hands because I'm mighty, right? My power wash is extra strong.
It is hand-to-hand because you turn that into stretching, if I'm not forgetting.
Yep.
Yes, it's not technically. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that would be enough. I'm just gonna make a roll for him.
Okay.
He has a standard ability check to break out of it, but he rolls a total of 5, and he's still, despite the fact that he is uncovered by this stuff, he's still bound and determined to continue consuming all of the food on the table.
Okay, but have his eyes changed and all?
No, because he's still enchanted by the.
Okay, but the other one's no longer enchanted, right?
I failed his roll, so he made his roll. So his self will overdid the enchantment.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like I need to clean this one more. Got it.
A little bit more, not much.
Okay,
sure. One more hit would probably do it.
Awesome.
Mechaneer, you're up there as well. She's holding down the second goat. You've got Bad Dog having a fisticuffs with the Diabolic Goat, having an old-fashioned Victorian boxing match with it. What is Mechaneer up to?
Okay, so since this Diabolic Goat was able to shrug off most of my blasts, I'm going to use that Nullify Ray that I jury-rigged and target its invulnerability.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So my activation roll is a 5.
That's excellent. Give me an attack roll.
Now I don't get the +2 bonus now, do I?
Yes, you do, because it's technically you just changed the power of your existing power, which is your blast.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can still blast, or you can do this nullify power. So that's awesome.
Okay. All right. So I rolled a 4. So that's a total of 9.
A total of 9?
Yeah.
I rolled 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You hit by 3. So your nullify hits him, and he is currently. Let me just double check this. Yes, you said range, so that's fine. And once one power is shut down, yeah, you got him. And essentially, if he concentrates and makes an ability check of 9, and adds any power points he may have, he can essentially turn that power back on. But for now, it's off.
Cool.
All right. Okay. That's awesome. So you hit him with this ray, and it kind of like he gets a little, kind of weakens him a bit. And now we have Muskrat here, who is run into the building. Give me an activation roll. See how far you get.
Can I take 6?
Yeah, I suppose you could. There's no targets in between you and it, so pick 6, and you would get right to the bottom of the stairs outside the
There we go.
door there. Okay. And I'll just put you up there for now. And that's Muskrat here. Very good. Galaxy Girl, you're heading back in as well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the exact same thing.
So you actually end up right beside him. So you two are sailing in. You're making a fine team.
Yeah, and if I
Right.
can, I'll pick him up to do a furball special next round. If not, then I can't.
No, it's not. Sounds like that would be a plan because you could get right to the top of the stairs there doing that. So
Totally.
no worries. You pick him up. Bad dog. You're standing there like a boxer holding your fists up at this Diabolico. What are you going to do?
Seeing that he's having issues activating his powers, I'm going to try to take advantage of the situation and go in for a death touch attack.
All right. So you're going to basically activate, and then you can give me an attack, and all you need to do is just hit to
All right.
to do the.
I activate with a 1.
Okay. So you're attacking at -1.
Wah, wah.
And I attack with a 6.
Oh,
So
that is good.
that'd be 9. Yeah, I total 9.
Diabolical rolls a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and your total was.
9.
That's still enough. 1 point is enough to have him lose
Oh,
6 health points. Now, Diabolico has 12 health points. So he has just, in one attack here, you've just drained him of half of his health. He's down to 6. So he's got to make an ability check. And if he fails, you knock him out with that karate chop.
awesome.
So 3 is his ability, plus 5, 8. So you kind of give him that nerve strike, and he staggers back and looks at you like, "What just happened?"
This world isn't for things like you. It's for
You
people
dare.
like me and bad dogs.
Okay. So that was Bad Dog. Now he gets a chance to go, and he is going to use his element of surprise, which means that he gets a free attack and then he gets to go again. So he's not playing around anymore. So, all right, you want to hurt him? That's fine. He just hauls off and headbutts you. So his ability is 3, 4, 5. I rolled a 3, so that's 8.8 for the attack. Make your defensive roll.
Okay. Let's see. That's plus my ability is 6, plus defense is 7.
Okay. Oh, so it's 1 point. He hit you with 1. I didn't roll his activation roll. I should do that. Or did I? I can't remember now. I don't think I did. I just got all excited about attacking as a free attack. Okay, so he got a 5 for activation. So his first attack hit you with 1 plus 6 hand-to-hand damage. 7 points. Ooh.
Okay.
So from underneath, he hits you with his horns, and his horns rake up, and he does 7 points, and your armor is 3.
Yep.
So four health points are lost. And that's over half of your health.
Yep.
So give me an ability check, and you need 6 total. The D6 plus ability.
I roll a 1 for a total of 4.
Okay, so he finally, he's not holding back. He hits you with his horns, fires you into the air, and then as you're flying in the air, kind of unconscious, there's this big finish him that comes up, and he headbutts you again. So you're getting another attack. That was his free attack. Now he's his regular attack. A 1. I rolled a 1. So roll your defensive roll.
Counterattack!
Well, he's unconscious. You can make a roll.
All right, let's see. Defensive roll, I will total a 6.
Oh, you rolled a 6 total. Okay. So he misses you, So he does a headbutt, and you kind of land at his feet. But you'll be able to get a chance to make a roll to see if you wake up next turn.
Looking at the Grail. Little help.
A little help here. So Grail, what are you going to do? You were holding down that one goat. You want to continue holding down the goat?
No, he's in trouble. So at this point, I'm going to pop an issue power, and I am going to go full elemental of water for multiple reasons, including the fact that water is considered a healing element. And so I am going to, at this point, is there any way for me to basically spread my water around and let's see. I want to hit both those targets because I need to get them off of Bad Dog. So can I split my damage, split my attack?
Yeah, you can attack both at -2.
Okay. Well, I am going to do that. I am going to spend my issue power for pure element.
Okay. So roll your activation.
That was a 4.
Awesome. So give me 2 attacks. First,
Okay.
on Diabolic Goat.
Okie dokie.
And
So
this is
so
so
for
what is your
pure
attack on Diabolic? Sorry.
so when I go to pure element, I redistribute my talents, right?
Yes.
Okay. So at that point, I'm going to go full hand to hand. Is 3 the maximum number of points we can put into a talent? I forget.
This is in the transformation ability, or
Yes. Because I have 3 combat mastery right now, and so I want to keep that combat mastery as I want to make that as high as I can go. So it's 3 the highest I can buy in that.
Yeah, the combat mastery will change with this.
Well, it says combat mastery is one of the 6 possible talents I can take from my elemental side, and it says this gives the character the chance to choose 6 new talents.
That's right.
Okay.
So if you wanted to add, yeah, you could definitely.
Okay.
Your
So.
existing talents remove.
Oh, so I
Your
add to
existing
it. Okay. So how high can I get my combat mastery?
Normally, you can only have combat a talent equal to your ability, but
Okay.
because you're using an issue power, you can supersede that rule. So
Okay.
you could add another 3 for less, yeah.
Okay, I will up that to 6, and I will put all 3 of the new ones into melee.
Okay.
Okay. So for the rest of the scene, I am a pure, massive water elemental. So I just burst up into this huge water elemental, and like all the pipes in the water are, all the pipes in the walls are kind of bursting, and like water is pulling out from those, and I am just basically, growing and growing and growing, and I am going to attack both of them. So the first one is a 3 on my die. Plus 8 now, -2 because we're doing, you said I'm taking -2 for attacking 2. So plus 6. So 9 is my first attack.
9, okay. My defensive roll is a total of 6, 7.
Okay.
So hit by 2.
Okay. So
And that's the first.
and that was on the washed one.
Gotcha. So and when you're attacking, what is he effectively attack against? Sorry, it's water, but it's just a slam?
Yeah, for him I'm water. For him I'm still pressure washing. The other one I'm going to slam him really hard.
Okay, I just made a roll for him, and you've broken the enchantment on him.
Okay.
So he's going to be okay.
Okay.
And for Diabolico?
Diabolico. A natural 6 on my die. So with the -2, that is 12. That's 13.
13 total, and I roll for him. I got a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ooh.
So 8.
I have plus 2 hand to hand as a reminder from Weapon Master. So plus 2 hand to hand damage.
Right. So far with the roll, you've got 5 points.
Okay.
And then your hand to hand damage is actually
from Mighty. Yep.
What is the total? Sorry.
Oh, and actually, I'm sorry. I get a total of 6 talents to distribute. So I would have distributed the other 3 into Mighty. So that would be plus 5.
That would work. So
Okay.
10 points of damage. And Diabolico is going to make he doesn't have that because Mechaneer got rid of his invulnerability.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Teamwork. I just kind of swallow the goat up in my water and give it a little power wash back and forth.
So you get 10 points. He can take 2 points off of that for his toughness,
Okay.
but that leaves him with 8. He was down to 6 from that from the nerve strike, from
Okay.
the death touch. So he's down to -2. So he's going to make an ability check to see if he can be walking wounded.
Okay.
And it's on the floor. So he got a 4, 5, 6, 7. He's not able to get a 9 to do it. So he collapses in the water, and as the water all drains away, he's not there.
Okay.
Ooh. And the water. Give me a bad dog. Give me a ability check.
I loosened
Bad
it
dog,
for
you okay?
I loosened that for you.
You did. You really did.
Bad dog gives you ability.
5 on the die, I get an 8.
You asked for a
wake
little
up. The water. Yeah, the water wakes you up. So your eyes kind of flutter and open, and you see Grail over top, but there's no sign of diabolical.
I think this is the cleanest this costume's been since I first got it.
As you kind of you come down, and these goats are just kind of milling around eating the wet sandwiches.
Yep.
Nathaniel stands up at the top of the up on the top there and kind of looks down at everybody and says, "So you did it all by yourselves, huh?"
Well,
And
We
Galaxy
saved
Girl
the
will say
day.
like,
True,
yeah,
huh?
what about us?
yeah.
Sorry.
Did anyone else throw a punch at the demon?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I knocked him out. You, with your gasping breath, you said, "Little help." So I went really big. You didn't see me? Oh, well.
I was kind of knocked out at the moment.
And at that point, you also noticed that the pipes in the walls are all burst and they're like shooting water into the room and they're kind of trickling the what little bit of water that's left. But I had like taken all the water that I could sense and turned into this massive elemental. Oh,
Awesome.
well, you said little help, so I gave you a little help. He's gone now. He won't be your big bully anymore.
Yeah, and as the
Or Big
water is
Billy.
kind of walking away, it's revealing that the bones and burnt husks of the cultists that were there initially for the ritual. You have essentially saved the day.
All right.
We saved the day.
Hey,
We taught those alpacas that claimed they saved the day a lesson.
Yes, we did.
They have a thing or two to learn from you.
Mhm.
That's right.
Does anyone else want heroes now?
What?
I can use a hero.
We can always use your.
Yeah, hero sounds good. The sandwiches over there are a little wet though, so maybe we should go get some not so wet ones.
No, I know a place. It's downtown. It's good.
Okay, well let's go. I could try one.
All right. So the goats kind of are wandering around and they tug on Bad Dog's cape.
And that's where we leave our heroes.
That's it.
All right. Well, are you going to switch your camera back to yourself?
Oh, I can definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just.
Great.
That terrain is really cool, man.
Yes, it is.
It can be a bit of a distraction sometimes, but I find it kind of fun, and I love the crafting of it, and I love the building of it, and making the miniatures and doing all that stuff. So it's worth it for me. I have a good time.
Well, generally, before we close up, we go through a little bit of a feedback section. So who wants to start today?
I can go ahead and go. It's a fun, fast system by all means. It delivers. You've got cool powers that make you feel different. I noticed a bunch of us had Fists of Fury or whatever Alice's version of it's called. And that we all...
Guns
a
of
bunch
Laser.
of
It could be a popular choice, yeah.
yeah, seem to gravitate onto that one. And I definitely say that it's a great one to bring in a younger audience with, because it's, pretty understandable on what all you have on your character sheet, and so that they can be like, oh, I'm going to do this one, and they've got the issue powers that they're like, oh, now I'm going to, and they'll get really excited about it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I've actually simplified the system for some players where it's just an ability check. It's a D6 plus ability, and you just compare notes and see how well you do. And that's how I've done it in the past as well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, go, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this is a lot of fun. It was very easy to pick up. I mean, having just the one ability roll with bonuses based on the situation or your individual powers was an interesting mechanic. It kept it fun, and I think we were all, pretty quickly picking up on the ones and the sixes, which was intuitive and simple. Overall, I really liked the measuring and the action or activate at the start of the round was a lot of fun. It kept it a lot more diverse than I thought it was going to be.
And
I love the activation roll. Yeah, I know some people don't like it because sometimes it does kind of bite you in the butt. That's kind of why I like it because it can do that. There's an alternate rule where you can take 5 and just play as if you rolled 5 each time. That makes maybe speed things up for some people, and maybe rolling activations is their cup of tea.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jerry, what about you?
Well, like Noah said, it's really easy to pick the game up. Definitely fast-paced action. I think it would definitely make a great intro game for people who've never played RPGs before because of the simplicity of the system.
Yeah, one thing I do like about it is that there's the opportunity for everybody to do something heroic and be creative with the powers for the most part. And so, like for example, Mechaneers shutting down the defenses of Diaboligo, that was a stroke of genius. That was awesome. So it worked out really well for everybody that way. Yeah.
And Jacob.
Yeah, without a doubt, the activation roll at the beginning of each round is the most interesting mechanic because it can help or hinder you based on how well you do. And normally, I'm sure people are used to operating on a very specific. Well, I can do this all the time, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes your body just says nope, and this is a pretty good mechanic for that happening. So I think it is what makes this particular system more interesting than other RPGs.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that mechanic came from old war games I used to play, at the university when I was a kid. So these were old school one-page rules and seemed to work, and I really liked the chance of rolling a 1 and really having to do something like spend a hero point or be heroic or something like that to be able to do what you need to do.
Right.
The activation rules for me definitely reads like Shadows of Brimstone or the wizard power die in Warhammer Quest, which is what spawned that later.
Yeah.
So that's a mechanic once again similar. Board games and war games. I have experience with that same mechanic, so it was something I was like, oh, I know this mechanic well. I thought that it was a quick and simple system. I really enjoyed being able to power wash and de-evilize ghosts through power washing them. As you saw, I really played my 3 packs to the hilt, my 3 dark secrets to the hilt. I think that's an interesting, I like the way that the complications in this game are set up, that for me at least, they really worked very well, and I really was able to push all 3 of them to the brink of it and really play to it. So, and it's simple enough for kids to pick up because the sheet's very straightforward. Also, for people who haven't played with the interactive character sheet, the interactive character sheet is a lot of fun to just mix and match your 2 cards. So that one I think is a lot of fun. So thank you so much for coming and GMing this for us, David. Did you have any feedback for?
Hey, Blades. Thank you so much for watching another Babies with Knives video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and come join the conversation on our Discord server.
If you want to keep content like this coming, come check out our Patreon and consider subscribing. All links for this is provided in the description below. And remember, come back next time to get honed.